What is up, y'all? I had my damn mic muted. I had to fix that shit. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the Angery Nation podcast. We got a mixed bag tonight. We're missing Emery because Emery's always missing. Usually, he's actually out with students, so we don't have Emery tonight. But we do have in his place my good buddy, who I can't wait to see next month, Mr. Matt from Brushbeater. What is up, man?
What's up, man?
It's good to see you. I can tell you're in the classroom. I know exactly where you're sitting.
Oh yeah,
I slept in that very spot before. Like I've slept right there, like
right here. Actually, like right here, like right where
there.
my ass is, and I just started.
Well, I had a cot, so I'm just saying, ain't the same one. Ain't the same one. How the hell you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. A mutual friend of ours, Joe Dolio, is running class right now. We've got the Scout course, 3-day small unit tactics course coming up, starting on Friday. He's running his Fieldcraft course right now, so we got a packed house. If you hear some people in the background shuffling around, they're doing their thing in here in the team house, and we're rocking and rolling. I'm sipping a little Pendleton, so life
I was just gonna say it. At this hour of the evening, the team house is more like a bar.
Well,
I know T's been there before.
And we got an ice storm. We had a snowstorm that transitioned into an ice storm, and these boys were out doing land nav in it. So they're coming in. They're coming in hot. Like it's time to knock a few back.
Hell yeah, it is. Well,
warm up a little bit.
Brushbeater classes, there's a drinking component, and you are graded. Isn't that right, T? T was there and saw some drinking games going on one night at the G camp.
I actually participated a little bit, actually.
Yeah, you did.
Look, if you can't do it hungover, you can't do it at all. All right, so
Sue would be the authority on that. Sue would definitely be the authority on doing it hungover.
Yeah.
If you can pull it off at your worst, you got it whipped.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Exactly. I rest my case.
Boom.
Sue, how the hell you doing this evening? Down there all quiet and shit, looking like you're going to see your probation officer or something all cleaned up.
Oh, I'm just sad that Emery's not here, so I can just stick it to him, But other than that, I'll try not to pick on you guys too much.
Oh shit! No, jump in anytime.
Very well manicured.
Emery's out there ventilating people that deserve it.
He's stateside at the moment. He's got a bunch of students.
He's not. He's back up in Indiana goofing off and
How do you know he's not ventilating people that deserve it?
There's plenty in Indiana that need it.
Well,
there's plenty of people in Indiana that probably need it. I've been to Indianapolis.
That's not really ventilating. There's a whole different term for that. I know.
Whole different term for that.
Yeah. Not ventilating.
Looks kind of like CPR, but it's done a different way. Oh man! So, as some of you may know, and you should if you're tracking stuff, but Brushbeater is the headline sponsor for this year's Mountain Readiness, which is awesome for two reasons. Number one, it's awesome that T picked up such a quality sponsor. Number one, I mean, to me, that's just fantastic. But number two is the fact that your business is doing so well that you are the lead sponsor for Mountain Readiness. And that to me is just freaking amazing.
It's a big honor to be in the position to do that. The quick update, the showroom on the store is ready to go. I was saving that announcement for this show. He said previously we were going to do this show a couple of weeks ago, and that didn't work out for a couple of reasons. But here we are. So the showroom, the growth of the store, I want to talk real quick about that. The growth of the store has been 100% grassroots. there's one of the things I've been in business since 2017, doing this full time as a trainer. And one of the things that I've heard over the years is, hey, like why isn't there a Patriot alternative to Amazon? Right? That's the one thing that people have said over and over again. And what I'll say is that that's difficult for a lot of reasons. It's the hardest thing, easily the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life, building this thing. But what I'll say is that we grew from I literally took 100% of what I made off of my book, my first book, The Gorilla's Guide to Battlefield Radio, which is a complete unexpected success. It's absolutely insane what it's been able to do.
Some of us
was
expected
successful because of Chris's advice, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I want to point that out. It was his business advice to me and his coaching as a friend that really was, because I was shopping around different publishers and he's just like, look, man, nah, don't do it that way. Here's how you do it. And he helped me out. This is our community helping one another out. I took 100% of what I made off of my book and I put it into products that I know people are going to use because I use them. And this is what I use in class. This is what, I teach people to use, whether it's communications course, the small unit tactics courses I run, whatever it is. But this is what we're going to use. And so, it grew from the welding shop behind my house of just housing stuff, and figuring this out, to now we have a 5,000 square foot warehouse. We have a 1,200 square foot showroom. I mean, the showroom's bigger than my first house outside of Fort Bragg, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a complete family enterprise. I've been able to hire one additional full-time employee who, I like to joke and say I rescued him from a career of law enforcement. But he was a student of mine back when I was a part-time trainer and I was a full-time academic, in sociology, criminology, and teaching criminal justice programs. And so coached him through BLET here in North Carolina and had the opportunity to instruct him. And so, but I've got so many people that have come out of the woodwork now that have found out, like, oh, holy shit, there's a guy locally that's selling night vision, that's selling thermal. And it was just, it's all by demand. It's all by what, I get guys in class. I never have a class these days that's shy of 20 people in it. And that it's complete grassroots, all complete grassroots. And so when people talk about this, hey, oh, you're doing this, that, the other, why don't people do this? Why don't people do that? Oh, I'm doing it. I'm getting out there and doing it. Come join me, And so the announcement that I want to make, I told you all that to tell you this. 2 weeks from now, the soft open is going to happen. All right, we've got everything ready to rock and roll. Soft open is going to happen. Yanceyville, North Carolina. Come pay us a visit. We've got a dark room. I've got a full stock of night vision. I've got some of the newest products on the market that's coming from Elbit, that's coming from AGM, that's coming from L3, that's from Armasight, from Envision with the Knox line, from iRay. I'm a dealer for all these guys because, I'm not picking teams out there. I socially network with all these dudes. I went out to SHOT Show. I hang out with guys from every one of these companies. I'm on good terms with everybody. Here's the deal. When you go and you work with one night vision company or you work with another one, you're making that investment and stuff, you got to understand that they have agreements usually with one company or another. I'm working with everybody out there to bring you the very best products. And we've got an entire lineup from the least expensive, like the most entry level, because I know, look, I grew up very humble. You know, I'm literally in the garage right now. That, you know, as a kid, we didn't have a whole lot of money, you know, and I run classes out of the house on the farm that I grew up on. So I know exactly what it's like to be a working class guy. I still am, and I run my business that way to meet your needs. But we have high end equipment as well. We have everything in between, you know. And my goal has been from the very beginning up until where we are right now to bring you the very best at the best price point possible. That's always been the goal. And so, you know, here we are. I've got a dark room to where you can come in, you can test night vision. I'm building a team of staff members who are very knowledgeable in this field, who are going to be able to help you out, getting you equipped from tip to tail. And I'm very excited about this because when you think about it, when you look at night vision and thermal equipment, thermal optics, people spend a whole lot of money. Would you buy a Rolex sight unseen? Would you buy a car sight unseen? No. And when you're talking about night vision, IR lasers, thermal optics, you know, all of your enablers out there, you're really talking about spending a comparable amount of money. You know, that's an investment in your own capabilities. We're going to be able to help you out with that tip to tail, everything that you need along the way. And we're going to be able to help you out to meet your price point. We have payment plans that I've already set up. So, you know, not everybody's able to drop that amount of coin coming in the door, but we're going to be able to bring in payment options so that when you're coming in and it's, you know, not crazy fees tied to it or any of that. Because I've structured this entire thing based around the fact that, you know, I didn't grow up wealthy. And even with the successes of my book, I don't treat it that way. You know, everything is based around helping out guys who are living on a shoestring budget. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. This is something that I've been teasing. Chris knows all about this. You know, he knows all about it too. And I'm going to announce this on here too. I'm dropping bombs.
Oh, I thought you were going to wait till
North
May.
Carolina is where the epicenter of Brushbeater's story is. That's where we are, right on Highway 86. You can come right on in there, bounce in there. So literally, it's 2 hours from every corner of North Carolina right there. All right. Every corner of North Carolina, we're like 2 hours away. All right. Not far. But here's the other thing. T's already looked through the optics, so he knows I'm gonna drop another one. Go grab that 5 to 25. I'm just telling Joe right now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bark orders at you, brother. Well, I got an optics line coming out too. I'm taking the world by storm.
Before we get done,
I got an optics line coming out. When I went to SHOT Show, see, here's the deal.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear Conor McGregor, famous quote from Conor McGregor saying that I'm not here to take part, I'm here to take over. Let me tell you something. I'm here to take over. This right here is a 5 to 25 by 56. All right. Japanese glass made at LOW. This is a 34 millimeter tube. This is the MOA version that we're bringing out first, but we will have a mill version. First focal plane. Y'all, right here, illuminated. And we're going to bring this to market at $6.99. This is zero stop. Pull it up. T's already looked through this. Now I've got a 1 to 10 by 28 that I'm bringing out. This is the 5 to 25 by 56. And I've got a 3 to 18 by 50 that we're going to be bringing out. Now we've got some other models too that are in the works, but those are the ones that are initially going to drop. But here's the thing. That's $6.99. The other two bringing in prospectively at $4.99, right? This is all about bringing maximum quality to our community, maximum capability to our community at an everyman price, period. Because that's what it's all about, right? I took, and I'm going to reiterate this here. I took everything that I made off of my book and I reinvested it in this community. I equipment that people are going to be able to use. I reinvested it in building a place where people saw that need in our community. And so it is.
Yeah, he was going to wait till May to make the announcement on these optics, guys. This has been in the works for quite some time.
Well, there's more to
so I'm
come.
surprised you did that.
There's more to come.
I was going to say in May there'll be more in May. I'm not saying shit, but last night, Matt, I did Patreon, and I had a guy in my Patreon. Nick Bustle is his name. So if you see that name come through, and he was talking about buying a Rattler. And I was like, well, you need to go here and buy it. He's like, well, Amazon's got it for this. I was like, well, you need to go here and buy it anyway. I said, tell him Amazon's price. He'll probably match it for you. I said, but if he don't, I said, Amazon's not going to offer you the customer service that he's going to offer you. I said, and you're not supporting our community by buying from Amazon. I said, if you buy this thing from Matt from brushbeater.store, if you go there and purchase it, or go there now, guys, in person and buy it, which me and Mel will be up there next month.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a little live or something from the store. We'll do something up there. But
I've got a whole podcasting studio in there now as well.
Yeah, it's changed. See, when we were up there, we saw it before it was put under construction.
Dude.
And it was still, back then, it was stocked full of damn inventory. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like that little nondescript building on the side of the road. Anybody had any idea what the fuck was in there?
Yep.
But I've seen the pictures of it coming along, and I can't wait to get back up there and see it.
Yeah.
But I literally point everybody to it because of the same thing you said. You're doing this to support the community. So the community needs to show the support back. And I know they are in a huge way. Earlier you said that you didn't expect the Balfang radio book to be a success. I fucking did. I knew better. I knew that was going to work for two reasons. One was the subject matter, and number two was the author.
I'm honored.
And I'm not just trying to blow smoke up Matt's ass, y'all. I met Matt. Literally, he stepped out of I don't remember some kind of little ass hatchback.
GTI.
Southern Georgia.
I had a GTI.
A GTI. Fucking GTI.
I had a GTI with a 5-inch boost on that thing, dude. You have no idea. Let me tell you. I don't want to interrupt it with a story, but I gotta tell the world the story because y'all are gonna get cracked up by this. So I'm driving through Jessup, Georgia, to an undisclosed location on the Florida-Georgia line to a mutual friend's place, and I am blowing through Jessup, Georgia. Like I'm in this little GTI, me and a buddy of mine who happens to be an attorney. And I mean, it's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, man. We got I got a back seat with some camping gear back there and like a mountain of liquor,
a bunch of guns,
and an MP5, and some other.
He had everything. The lawyers, guns,
that,
and money.
Like we'll just leave unsaid. But man, I'm blowing through Jessup, specifically Jessup, Georgia. I'm blowing through Jessup, Georgia. And my buddy, that's the lawyer, looks over at me. He goes, "Man, you might want to slow down." I'm like, "Nah, we got to get to our boy's place. Like it's already after dark, man. We got to get there, And he's like, "Did you see the speed limit sign?" I was like, "Nah, what speed limit sign? I ain't seen a speed limit sign." and next thing I know, the reason he's saying that because he saw the cops sitting there. Next thing I know, I see the blue lights behind me. I'm like, shit. So, pull over, roll the windows down. I'm doing the whole like, let's be good kids kind of thing. And it's a female cop, right? She comes strutting out. She's an older chick, right? She's an older chick. She's probably late 40s. She's seen everything there is to see in law enforcement, and she's kind of swaying up, like, and she leans on the car, lean like this, and she's like, "So, where are you boys going?" I'm like, "We're going to my buddy's house." I was transparent. Hey, it's where we're going, And she's like, "Okay." She turns around, she goes back to her car, and my buddy, the lawyer's looking at me, and he's like, "Bro, that's a little weird." And I'm just like, "Man, I'm about to get a hell of a ticket." That's all I can say.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm about to get a hell of a ticket. I don't know, man. Like, we're gonna get pulled out the car. I need to be, I need to make my final plans and make my run down to Miami and like escape to Cuba or something. Like, like, yeah. And so he's like, "Nah, it's weird, man. She didn't ask for your ID or nothing." And I was like, I didn't think about it. I was like, that was kind of weird, And so she's in her car for a little while, and I'm like, she cut her lights off. And I was like, man, that's a little weird. She cut the blue lights off. She cut her headlights off. And I was like, she kind of strutting on back up, like, she leans back on the car, and she's like, "So where'd you say you were going?" I said, "Do what now?" And she goes, "Well, I mean, how long are you gonna be there?" And I said, I'm still like, wait a minute, wait, what? And she goes, "Well, how long are you gonna be there?" Like she's asking like she wants to go, And I said, "Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna be there till Sunday." She goes, "Well, I'll be working on Sunday."
Like, I'll see you on the
I
way
said,
back
what?
through.
What? Are you kidding me? Is it like, oh no, this didn't just happen. Like
That's hilarious.
She's all back.
That explains.
But then we roll up. And Chris is
why
right
y'all
there.
was laughing so goddamn hard. That explains why y'all was laughing so hard when you got out of that car.
Oh, yes.
Because
then you handed us
mutual
that
friend,
jar, and it went sideways from there.
After that, yeah, it's
Hand
you'll
it
have
over
that
here.
shit.
Bring it over. What are you doing?
But yeah, he steps out of that GTI, and our mutual friend introduces us, and it was just click. I was like, oh, I know this guy, and we was there for a weekend, hung out. Matt Bracken was there. You remember?
Matt Bracken was
remember
there.
Fucking Bracken. Do you remember Matt being at the range? You remember when we went out to the range and Matt was shooting?
Yeah.
And I asked him if he wanted to use my rifle to see if he could hit something.
I handed him that AK. So I had an AK-103, and I put that in his hands. I still got a picture of that floating around. I mean, he's old school, man. Matt's the OG SEAL. Like he's doing some like weird, I'm a like stand, but I'm kind of. It's like,
he was doing some strange shit. I know that.
What are you doing right now? Like, what are? Oh, we got a special.
But we gave Matt. Yeah. Hey, I got something. When I come see you, I got something we're gonna put in that, but I ain't gonna talk about it on here. But it's something unique you've never experienced before in your life, and you'll like it. I'm telling it's. I'll just say.
There's no KY jelly involved, right?
I'm about to say that sounds scary. You ain't never experienced it.
You ever heard of beaver caster moonshine? Now you know what beaver caster is, right?
Yeah.
All right. You ever heard of beaver caster moonshine?
That's something my cousin Mike, who was a bootlegger, he used to call liquid panty remover. That sounds about the same.
Well, this is real beaver caster moonshine. You're gonna like
that was real beaver caster moonshine too. You slip some of that to a girl, and she casting that beaver on out there.
Yeah, it's that beaver all over the place.
Look, he called it that. He won't lie never. You get a girl.
Was it beaver caster?
Some of that.
Beaver catcher.
Man,
I got to put this up. Nick, I wasn't calling you out saying you're cheap. I was saying I pointed you to Matt. Nick's a great guy. Known him for
known him for a long time. I want to speak to that comment real quick. Amazon has a mountain of problems with verified sellers and bootlegging things. Because you're getting so many drop shippers that they're getting stuff from Temu and wherever, and they're putting them up on my Amazon. They never actually touch the product. They're not seeing it. You know, I take everybody that has shown up to my place. I take them through the stock room. You know, if I advertise I got something in stock, it's on the shelf. You know, and I QC things before they go out. You know, most notably, like just right over here, talking about drone detection and drone detectors. I had some shithead, you know, on Twitter, little friggin'. Well, I ain't gonna say what I want to say about him because it's pretty vulgar. But you know, he's a guy who shut the fuck up after USAID got called on the carpet. I'll just put it like that.
Imagine that.
USAID started getting called on the carpet, and he shut his mouth real damn quick because he was getting government money, and I got the pictures to prove it of him speaking at a literal USAID event about drones and drone automation. By the way, so fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. You know, up in Rome, Georgia. You think, your little facade, you think people can't touch you.
That's the problem right there.
Yeah.
Shit. There are a bunch of assholes in Rome, Georgia.
We got a buddy.
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you right now. But anyway.
We got a buddy. We got a buddy in North Carolina you need to meet, man.
I ain't got no problem selling nothing that I carry because people trust my name. When I put my name behind something, but here's the point that I was getting to, is that when with Amazon, you don't know whether you're getting something that's a genuine product or not. And there's a lot of bootleggers that are they're claiming that their stuff is legitimate, that they're putting up there, and they'll use real brand names like AGM, for example.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, you can go on some of these like Temu, for example. You can go on there and you just look up thermals. You will find bootlegged thermals that look like AGMs or look like Armasites. Yeah, I got an AGM sitting here. I got an Armasite right here. Got an Envision Knox 35 sitting right here. But you'll find those that are on there, and it's because there's a whole market built by Amazon, literally, that is. And here's the thing: as Chris, you know, and I've had to learn the hard way, and a lot of other companies have. The crew from Ridge Wallets has had to learn the hard way. Is that when you try to fight Amazon over all the bootlegging, dude, they don't care. And I'm going to tell you something. With Amazon, I'm going to tell you, this is from the horse's mouth. You can quote me on this, and if you don't believe me, please look into it. In order to sue Amazon, if you put a product up on Amazon.com and they bootleg it, your original jurisdiction, and this is part of your user agreement with Amazon, your user agreement says that you automatically agree to them choosing the original jurisdiction, which is Seattle, by the way. They own the courts there. Mm-hmm. And you don't think they judge shop in that? They absolutely do, and they will, because money buys influence, and tax base buys influence. And you're not going to get anywhere with it. So you try and sue them, it's going to cost you $250,000 to bring a lawsuit against Amazon, knowing that you're going to lose it. Yep. And that's the reason when Trump took office, and a lot of you new congressmen that are Republicans took office, and they were making some sounds in the right direction about calling Amazon on the carpet about this. Because there were some congressmen that were doing it. I don't recall off the top of my head who it was that was doing it, but it was good. But I don't think that it's going to go anywhere because Jeff Bezos. Why would Jeff Bezos and his paramour wife, why? I mean, we saw all the memes, RFK standing behind her, and they had that whole thing. I mean, she's good looking, but she wasn't wearing no shirt under that sport jacket. I mean, come on. She had a lacy bra on. That was it.
Yeah.
And we all wanted to see it. You all wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. Everybody wanted to see it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He was.
Right,
Why was he there? Why was Bezos there? Because he doesn't want his company to get buried in lawsuits. That's why he was there.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, they're a dirty ass outfit.
Will change with Amazon near term? No. So here's the thing: when you go to authorized dealers for whatever the product is, whether it's me or it's anybody else, go to AG. Like if you're interested in AGM, go to AGM's website, and you can actually ask them for a list of authorized dealers, and they'll send it to you. They've got a customer service team. They'll send it to you. I've interacted with them a lot. They'll send it to you. Armasite's the same way. You know, Envision's the same way. If you want to find out who their authorized dealers are, just ask them. They'll tell you. And that's how you know you're getting a genuine product. That's how you know you're getting something quality. You're not getting a knockoff. Because here's the first thing too. Handling warranty claims. The very first thing they're going to ask you for an RMA if you have something go wrong with it. And they're all the companies I work with take good care of you. And how do I know? Because they're taking good care of me. Why is stuff I've got sitting on the table right here? Because I fucking use it. That's why. Because I use it in class. I beat the shit out of it. And if it survives me beating the crap out of it, it works. And it'll work for you too. All right. So bottom line here is that if something breaks and I got to send it back to the company, they stand behind their product, but the first thing that they're going to ask you is what's the serial number on it? Because they're going to want to know because of all the bootlegging that happens.
Yep.
So when they see that serial number on it, they say, okay, it checks out. It's one of ours. Send it on in. We'll send you an RMA. There have been people who first have hit me up saying, hey, I bought this thing from you. No, you didn't, because you don't show up in my system. Well, I thought I bought it from you. I don't think so. But I'll give you, I'm going to hook you up anyway. I'll give you the customer service rep's personal email, get you squared away. And then they go reach out to them. And, of course, they're reaching out to me on the back end. And they're like, this dude's going to bought some bootleg stuff. It was happening a lot with a few different brands of IR lasers that I carry out there. And we had to fight pretty hard. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of bootlegged Arasaka lasers. So the designated IR, which is US Night Vision carries it. I carry it. It's their branded, but Arasaka is the manufacturer. There was a lot of bootlegged lasers that were floating around out there. And a lot of the early reports of problems with those IR lasers were actually not because of the genuine lasers themselves. They were performing fine. It was the bootlegged ones that were hitting out there. They were on eBay, they were on Amazon, and third-party vendors were selling them as being genuine products, and they weren't.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason. Part of the reason I had you on here is like hanging out with you, but I know the store opening is coming, and I know the other stuff that's coming, and I want as many people. Not that my audience is bigger than yours by any stretch, but I want just as many people as we can get to know what all you're carrying, what all you're doing, because there really aren't many companies like that out there that cater specifically to trying to prepare Americans to be just prepared civilians. That's it. Prepared, armed, trained civilians. And you're training them, which is how we first met. It was training shit that we was doing, and you did training for the longest time, just training. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, it's always fun.
You and T made that Ford truck commercial on the side of that hill.
There was that.
There was that.
Y'all remember that? I mean,
I keep them pictures. I keep those pictures to myself. That's between just the three of us. It's never went any further.
Man, y'all were pulling that Chevrolet backwards up the hill. It was like a damn train of mules. Right. Dude, it's all been a Super Bowl commercial for Super Duties right here.
Yeah, that one wasn't too bad. Here, so one of my buddies, Egghead, here in the comments, he's still a jarhead. He's an active duty jarhead, and I got a soft spot
right
for my
on, bro.
jarheads. I know
Hell
you got
yeah.
ballistics, but have you got a bump helmet in stock yet?
Yes, Team Wendy. We've
Team
got
Wendy,
Team
all right,
I'm a
there you
dealer
go.
for Team Wendy.
Egghead, you don't get no better than that. I mean, Ops Core is really good, but Team Wendy, shit. I mean, yeah,
Team
I'd take
Wendy.
one in a heartbeat. Yeah.
The lone issue that people have with Team Wendy is the rails on the side of the Team Wendy's that are built into it are proprietary. So if you're looking to mount hearing protection to the helmet itself, you know, Team Wendy wants they want you to run their gear.
Yeah.
The hearing protection that I carry, I'm a big fan of the old school style Peltor headset, and we have one that is comparable to that with and it has a Kenwood 2-prong plug PTT with it that also is compatible with basically any of your other NATO style plugs. It'll work with all that. There are other vendors out there that charge a arm and a leg for that. I don't see why. I know what their overhead cost is. I'm not trying to roast anybody here. I know what their overhead cost is. If you're charging any more than $25-$30 for that, you're ripping people off. It just is. I'm not naming names. Y'all can probably figure out who it is. But that's that. You know. And you know.
Well,
They
it's
can
been awesome.
say what they want, by the way. I know where their stuff is made. It's not.
Yeah, Matt's learned a lot of secrets in recent months, y'all. Some interesting shit that it's interesting. Nothing nefarious.
Look,
it's just very interesting how business is done.
Here's the deal. I'm here to support our community. Period. End of story. That's it. There's no other agenda than that. I don't give a damn about, you know, what company XYZ, whatever flavor of the month is. I don't care. Like, none of that matters to me. What matters to me is that the guy who's out there literally living paycheck to paycheck, which I've done on more than one occasion. Hell, my first Super Duty that I bought when I came back from Afghanistan. I didn't know how in the hell I was going to afford that thing, but I needed to buy it. Right. So I don't even mean that like, oh, I needed to buy it because I just fucking wanted it. I needed to buy it because I actually needed it. Like it was, you know, it was kind of a mission requirement. Like it you know, I needed a truck when I was buying trucks. It's kind of a survival discussion here. You know, when I was looking at buying a truck, it's like, all right, I can spend $16,000 on a half ton with a gas motor, which will last X number of miles before it starts giving me major problems. Or I can buy the diesel truck sitting beside it for $4,000 more. And I know that truck will last me significantly longer. And I can pull a gooseneck trailer with it. I can, you know, basically it's a much heavier built vehicle. Yeah, Super Duties are fully boxed frame. It's a solid front axle on the front end. You know, just like, I knew what I was getting into. But even still, when I bought it, it was like, man, I don't know if I can afford this.
Yeah,
and I really couldn't afford it at the time. You know, and we've probably all been there. When you're looking at your bank, you're like, man, look, I know I need this stuff, and I know I need to get the train. I know I need to do all, you know, get myself squared away every way that I can. But man, this shit gets expensive, and you know, when you're making not a whole lot of money, and at the end of the month, you got to sit there and you're literally down robbing Peter to pay Paul. Dude, you know, how are you going to do that? And I've been, like I said, I've been there more often than not. And I'm happy on one hand that and very fortunate to say that I don't have to live like that anymore. But at the same time, man, like that's just that permeates everything that I do.
Yeah.
Really
when you come from there, those
Yeah.
those lessons stick. You know, that stuff hangs with you. You know,
Right.
And we're gonna take a quick minute here. I'm gonna put this up on the screen since Brushbeater is the primary sponsor of Mountain Readiness. We're gonna stick it up there, y'all. Don't forget the first weekend in May, 2nd to the 4th. Harmony,
I'm gonna
North
hang out and
Carolina.
drink liquor with all of y'all.
Hell yeah. Well, we're going to have some fire pits set up down in the camp, and there will be some jars passing around. There usually is a table of whiskey to be had as well. There'll be plenty of good food. And that's another thing. Like what Matt's doing, guys, like people don't even realize your little store is going to become a hangout. You're going to have those guys that stop by every day on their way home from work. They don't need shit, but they're going to stop by because they're finding people like themselves there.
Those are my people, man.
Those are my people. That little store is going to become the nucleus of a community in that area where you live. And it's going to be a great resource for you guys in a number of ways, but also for your community. And just like going to training, it's the same thing. You're going to go with a bunch of people generally who think like you do and stuff like that. And that's what Mountain Readiness is, just on a much bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know, Amber contacted me a few years ago and said, "Hey, me and my husband are going to do this survival expo thing, and we want to know if you'd help us." And I was like, "Anything I can do to help, let me know." And I ain't done really shit other than to attend to help them out. But what they've built it, seeing from where they started, first day, which is like you, Matt. I remember when I met you, you were just really into training a little bit then, but watching everything that's happened and the benefit that it brings to the community. Mountain Readiness is one of those benefits. This is not an overly commercialized event, guys. T's not getting rich off this thing. This isn't about we're gonna make $1. We're gonna hit them at every angle we can. We're gonna charge $9 for a bottle of water. We're gonna do that's not what this is about. This is built to fit in people's budgets.
Look, let me tell y'all.
Hey, if you guys don't care, let me jump in there on this.
Yeah, T, do it.
I want to address a couple things on this too. So number one, like it seemed like it was just yesterday, really, but this is gonna be 3 years.
Yeah,
this is gonna be 3 years. That's went by, man. Time flies when you're having fun, and so went from true story. We purchased our very first ticket for Mountain Readiness. Amber and I did. No bullshit. We thought the account was broken, like something was screwed up. So the very first ticket, it's a month out from the event or a month and a half out from the event. We ain't sold a single ticket one. And Amber's like, "Man, I think something's messed up. Let's see if it works." So the very first Mountain Readiness ticket that was sold, I paid taxes on twice. All right, just to see if it worked. And but it all come together. But what I really wanted to say is just like Matt is doing, and I got to get you guys another Canva because I just made that Canva. That was before Matt come on as our official sponsor.
I know.
So I've got another one. I'm gonna ship over to you.
Send it.
That's got him on there. But what we charge in tickets are less than most other places. And when you're paying like $4,000 for Porta Johns and shit like that, it adds up real fast.
Yeah.
So we're just basically trying to bring community together, and that was what we've done. I tell everybody, look, you may come to Mountain Readiness and you may see somebody that ain't very good, but you ain't gonna see them twice. And I even talked to Matt. I said, "Look, man, I'm looking for real people, and you want to be the official sponsor here." Look at that. They're everywhere.
Oh my God. There's the elusive North Carolina Dolio. They're sparse in that region. They're actually going extinct, but they've popped up in fucking Montana of all places. And
man, I ain't in Montana right now. I'm at my place.
Yeah, you are.
This is my homeland.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That's why I said that.
Talking about all that.
North Carolina.
This is something my 6-year-old son looks at me and he goes, "Daddy, this is our homeland." And when he tells me that, "Daddy, this is our homeland," he looked at me today and told me that. He said, "Daddy, these," and with Joe's classes going on, and I brought him up because I bring him out here as much as I can, and he'll, because like I said, this is a family thing, man. This is what we do. So I've got him up here, and I'm teaching him stuff from a very young age. He's competent with an AR already.
Yeah.
At 6 years old, he's competent with an AR. Now, is he a pipe hitter yet? No. He's gonna damn well be.
He's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Is what he's gonna be.
Look, he's like, "Oh, this is how I run the charging handle, Daddy."
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure
it's
are.
It's gonna become a thing more so than it already is in that county.
Look,
that's Everett's right there.
He doesn't want to shoot a 22 anymore because it's not good enough. He needs a 223. He's running it with a Huxworks can on the end, but he's like, "No, Daddy, I need a 223." Boy already knows how to drive, stick shift Massey Ferguson. Look, I remember I put up a picture this morning of my Massey Ferguson 230. I got two Massey Fergusons. I've got one. It's a 60 horsepower Massey Ferguson, a modern one. With I'm carrying hay bales. I do everything with. Yeah, that's why I was making fun of that one guy. Last time you was up here, I was making fun of that one guy you had on the podcast.
Oh, that farmer motherfucker?
Well, he kept saying Martinsville, which is fucking wrong. Martinsville, which is how you say it. It's just, for everybody that ain't initiated into this, y'all remember that scene in Inglourious Bastards where the dude was like 3 versus 3? And he goes, "Give me that again."
Yeah.
No. Martinsville, Virginia is literally right there.
Yeah.
No. That ain't how shit goes. When he said Martinsville, I said, "Say that again."
Yeah.
Hey, if y'all don't believe me, go back in this show's archives back a couple years. Chris was here, and Chris was like, "Oh, God damn it."
I was like,
ruined my fucking show, man. What the fuck?
Okay.
But
Matt's off to the side. We'll go kick his goddamn ass, right? That
thing went sideways quick.
In case y'all didn't realize, I do get a little mouthy when I'm done. Normally I don't have a good buzz. I'm kind of like, calm till I'm not calm, and then all of a sudden, like, it just comes out like, no, but.
Well, it was Emery too. It was Emery and Emery.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Emery done had enough of him.
Yeah,
he was like, "Shit."
I'd had enough of him too. I was just trying to be nice,
civil, professional.
I won't make that mistake.
Anyway, like I was saying, man, that little Massey Ferguson 230 that's all stick shift. Boy, my 6-year-old can drive it. Jumps up on it, he can just drive it. He's like, "Oh, Daddy, this is clutch." I'm like, damn, like I showed him where everything is, and he just magically does it. He's like, "Oh, I put it in low range here, and now I'm gonna put it in first." He drove it down the road,
and that's
I said, "Get up on it." I hopped up on the drawbar and just let him drive.
Matt's got a farm up there in North Carolina, and the G camp is on the farm. The farm's expanded dramatically from just a couple years ago. Hopefully,
got a big herd of cattle on it too.
Hell yeah, it does. And old Dolio,
I've been doing this shit since I was a kid. I know.
He looks like Dolio back here. Looks like old fucking what was his name? The little dude that's always peeking over the fence. What was his name?
He going to kill some cartel boys.
Yeah, I put this on because we're about to get into this, and I might need some armor just because.
I just finished
I took a sip of that.
that one.
I didn't have no hair on my chest before, but damn, look at all that.
I saw that, Joe.
Look, I grew all that hair on my chest right after I took a sip of that.
Joe, I saw that picture you posted talking about waiting on your land nav class, waiting for the students to come back. I thought that was pretty cool, just kind of sitting under a tree. They're doing day land nav, just waiting on them to come back. Here I am. I thought that was pretty funny. Sorry, I'm dealing with shit too.
Yeah,
so.
all my students found their way out of the woods to answer the question.
Hey, Matt, let me jump in here real quick. I've been
Yes,
perusing your website while we're doing all the talking here, and the one that excites me, the one item on here that excites me is the ADL1 one-time pad printer. Can you explain to our viewers what that is? A lot of people,
100%.
Combo guy,
100%.
A lot of our viewers don't know what that is. So
Well,
no matter what you're using, a cell
hold on.
phone, an
Before-
email, whatever, explain to these guys what they can do with that one-time pad.
Before Matt does that, let me say this, guys. As some of y'all remember, we used to make those. We were manufacturing domestically our own. Sadly, parts became difficult to get, and the guy that was doing all that work, he's got a real job and couldn't keep up. So if you do want an OTP printer, Matt's the guy to go to get it. And go ahead, Matt, tell them all, because it is a badass. It's a badass.
It works. It works no matter what you're using. If you want to keep your data secret or your messages secret, or if you want to hide something from the wife, get one of these things.
I just want to give that a shout out. I didn't see that comment, but we got Alan K. and
Mr. Alan K. in the house.
in the house
there, and
But
he
yeah.
nailed it.
A one-time pad.
I'll be right back, but go ahead and talk about the one-time pad because that's
A
important.
one-time pad is an unbreakable code under certain circumstances. Two parties need to have the key, and that key can't be compromised in any way. Now, that's the reason that certain gatherings, quote unquote, are great opportunities to hand those off. You can look at the history of one-time pads. Just look at the history of espionage in Berlin, and you'll see a lot of use of one-time pads. Seaux, I know you're very, very well versed in. The thing is that why would you need a one-time pad printer? Why would you want one when you can use 10-sided die in a coffee can and make the same thing for a lot cheaper? Why would you want that? Well, there's a human error in there. If I take 5 10-sided die, because it's 5-digit code groups, and I'm shaking it up and tossing it out each time, I'm going to make mistakes. Okay, I know me. When I'm caffeine deprived, calorie deprived, sleep deprived, liquor deprived, all the above, I'm not under ideal circumstances, I'm going to make mistakes. Even when I'm creating those pads, I'm going to make mistakes because when you create the pad once, you have to create it twice, right? Having a device that creates this for you eliminates all the human error. And if you can eliminate that human error out of the equation, you're way better off. Believe me. Not only that, it saves you a mountain of time. Doesn't look suspect. I mean, that's just another Pelican case I got in the corner. Oh, I generate receipts for customers of mine. Okay, whatever. The OTP, I've got it floating around here. The very original one, I'll tell you all the story real quick. I don't really share this in Advanced RTO when you use them. You use it a lot in Advanced RTO for hard encrypting things, and it is unbreakable. Advanced RTO, one of the cornerstone skill sets that you gain in that course is one-time pad encryption. But the maker of it, when he sent me one, he sent me the prototype back in 2017. He was living in Idaho at the time, in North Idaho. He hit me up in an email, And he said, hey, I want to send you this device. Okay, cool. Send it on out. And I hit him up with my P.O. box at the time. He sent it on out. And I got the box, the whole package they sent it in. And I set it out in my backyard by my welding shop. And I left it out there. And he hit me up. He hit me up like a month and a half later. And he goes, hey, man, have you used the one-time pad printer? Have you, you got trigger time with it? What do you think about it? And I said, I haven't used it yet. That was my answer to him in the email.
Because then you remembered. You're like, oh, shit.
And I said, I haven't took it out of the box. And he comes back. His email response was classic. And I saved it. So, I can pull it up and show it to people. I've shown it to Dolio. He goes, why haven't you pulled it out? And my answer was, when somebody from North Idaho sends you something with batteries in a box, you don't fucking open it till the batteries are dead.
Yes.
Dude, look, I got almost 3 years of my adult life overseas. I've been blown up 7 times, and I still fucking have both of my hands. I ain't about to lose no hands or eyes or nothing to no fucked up shit from Northern Idaho. Okay? Just
Come
ain't
on
happening.
now. Come on now. You can trust,
Look, after the fact, he was in class in Montana. I had him in class in Montana after that. Not long, it was the first class that I ever traveled to. And that was when I made my decision that, hey, I need to be a full-time trainer. I'm leaving academia behind. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. And I want to be a full-time tactical trainer. And I think there's something here. I can do this. And I had more fun than you can imagine in Montana, in Hamilton, Montana. And the Ravalli County, anybody that's been to Hamilton, Montana, it's beautiful out there. Hank Jr.'s ranch is right out there. I rode right by that. But the Ravalli County Rodeo Center, I was literally in their rodeo arena, and that's where we did class. I think that's it's pretty appropriate for me. Anybody that knows me personally knows why that's real appropriate.
Very appropriate.
But I was like, man, that's when I made my decision right then and there. I said, I'm doing this. I'm doing this full time. And he was in class, and I made that joke in front of everybody, and I put him on blast. I pointed right at him, and I said, when people from Northern Idaho send you shit with batteries in it, you don't fucking open it till you're sure them batteries is dead. And he laughed, and he's like, man, I can't. He goes, I wouldn't see you. Like I said, I didn't know you till yesterday. I don't know that you sent me a damn thing. I have no idea. I ain't playing that game. Shit.
And right here, Alpha Charlie Concepts, y'all. That's our mutual friend who actually introduced the two of us. Yeah, that's a brother right there. And one of these days, man, I'll get by the house again. I'm sorry, I'm just fucking busy as shit right now. Glad to see you here, though, bro. Really, honestly. So,
John, I'm sorry I made all those off-color jokes about that cop that was trying to sleep with me.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm not sorry at all.
He is totally
I'm not sorry at all. It's totally, for everybody go back and listen. If you were a Johnny Come Lately, go back and listen to the first part of the show. And you'll hear the whole story about the cop, the lady cop from Jessup, Georgia, that was trying to sleep with me because I was driving very fast through her jurisdiction in my hopped up GTI.
And if she only had known what was in that fucking car.
And she just strolled on up there with her cute booty in that uniform. She was looking good.
We added the cute beauty.
She wasn't. Look, she wasn't bad. All right, she wasn't bad. She's. You can tell she's got a couple of ex-husbands.
Look,
she's experienced and well versed in the procedure.
She's got a couple of ex-husbands, and she's got something to prove. All right, when she come up to that car and she's like, "Hey, hell yeah, I told that story." He comes in the comments. He said, "Oh Lord, have you told us?" Hell yeah, I told that story. But we made a lot of off-color comments as we got Chris and I and my undisclosed lawyer friend and everyone else, my legal counsel, and everyone else, and Matt Bracken.
Matt Bracken. It really was.
As the liquor started flowing, the thoughts were getting dirtier and dirtier. And you would have thought Jenna Jameson was out there in a damn cop uniform. I'm gonna tell you, she didn't look nothing like Jenna Jameson.
When you guys rolled up and like you just described all that, it was kind of like Hunter Thompson showed up at camp, because you had your lawyer, you had all the guns, booze, and all. You know, it was. I mean, it wasn't a convertible fucking Eldorado you was driving, but the image of it was close enough, and that's why as soon as you got out, I was just like, oh, I don't know this motherfucker.
Cadillac Eldorado. I'm in a Lincoln Mark 8.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh,
like that car from Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yeah.
Oh, John said he needs to fill me in regarding some of it. Where did she come? Did she swing by your place and be like,
right?
Hey, where'd them two Southern boys go? Where'd them two Southern boys go?
You know what John's upset about right now? His feelings are still hurt because you know the affection he has for the Jacksonville PD. And they just had that married.
She won't know Jacksonville.
No.
Look, I dated a girl from Jacksonville twice.
Jacksonville, Florida. I'm saying Jacksonville,
Neither one of them worth a damn.
He's got an affinity.
One of the two of them look good in a thong, but that's about it.
Oh. And there was bad incident with the Jacksonville PD. That was the year I had. Yeah, Matt Bracken, we was there.
Yeah,
you just got here.
Bracken was there.
We've been talking about you all night, and Bracken.
He started talking about some shit that he really shouldn't have said in front of his daughter. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you know.
I love Matt Bracken to death, man. I love him. I talk to him every morning about. I talk to him one way or another.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. It was something I wouldn't have. It's something he said that I wouldn't have said in front of a daughter. I ain't got a daughter, but I'm just saying. I don't like.
Oh shit! But see, look, y'all. Like,
homies out.
Some of the shit y'all are seeing right here.
I wouldn't have talked about some extracurricular activities like that.
Not those activities he was talking
about. He mouthed off. He goes, "Well, there was this one time. There was this old whore in Ireland," and I said, "Oh God,
stop!
Oh no, stop!" His daughter's sitting right there. I was like, "Oh
no!" Yeah,
stop it.
But that's the point that I'm making right now is we're talking about some stuff that's happened at several different places and events, and to bring us back to Mountain Readiness, where T was. Like, yeah. You've got to go out and do this stuff, y'all. The training ain't going to come to you. And if your budget is super tight, all right, and you're weighing the options, you're like, I can buy some more stuff, or I could go get some training. Go get the training. Go get trained to do these things before you buy the shit. You don't need the cool guy shit until you understand how to do these things. So get the training. Start with that. And Matt is by far and away one of the first instructors I recommend. But, of course, I'm going to throw Emery in there and Tactical Rifleman and Rosin and other guys. And I was just going to say, and for Joe Dolio, who offers – because I have a soft spot in my heart for jarheads, as we all know. I love my Marines. Which is why Joe couldn't talk about the attractiveness of that female officer, because he was a fucking Marine for a long time, and I know Marines. But Joe right there is a fantastic.
If you're underway, right?
Right. It's not gay if you're underway. It's only queer at the pier, brother.
Hey, look, I was never on a boat, took a float, none of that shit. I don't know. I'm just saying. I do know the Navy still prints their name on the back of their drawers. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's all. But there's some fantastic instructors. Sue's sitting right here in the bottom right-hand corner. And even T. I know T don't think he's got nothing to teach nobody in this community. But he actually does. He's got a magnificent homestead that he's running. He puts on the event every year, and he's got crazy skills at all kinds of stuff. So all of us bring this to the table. No one of us is
I'm going to tell y'all something. Every guy in the larger soft community, training community, which is strong overlap between the two. Whenever I bring up Seaux LaRue's name, everybody pauses. Everybody. And it doesn't matter.
The legend.
Ranger
true
community, SF community.
I tried to get the pictures off the internet. I just can't get it done. I don't know. I don't know who posted those, but that's not me.
I said I did. I brought up your name, Sue, recently on a phone call with somebody, and when I said that, it just got dead quiet on the other end. He goes, "Did you say Seaux LaRue?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "How the fuck do you know Seaux LaRue?" And I was like, "Well, I know a lot of people from different places." And he just started laughing. Like, he didn't say nothing else. He just cracked up to, like, he was belly laughing and lost his fucking breath. And this is a guy who, if I told you his name and shit, you'd probably know, but I'll talk to you later. But he just about pissed himself laughing. Like, it's like you say, Matt, everybody knows the legends of Seaux LaRue. Like,
that's true.
So
all those stories are exaggerated. That never happened.
Except for the Viking helmet, the thong, and the flaming arrows over the Euphrates. That shit ain't a fucking myth. That shit happened.
That was my version of a one-time pad. They were Kotex, flaming Kotex. That's a one-time pad.
I had a sergeant major from a unit, and they were contacting me for private training and equipment procurement. And he brought up your name, and he said, "I saw you did a podcast with him." And it didn't, at first it didn't dawn on me that it was this podcast, because I was thinking it was Radio Contra, and I was like, when I read the email, I was like, I didn't do a podcast with Seaux LaRue. I've had a lot of other guys on, but I've never had Seaux LaRue on that I've interviewed directly. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, he's always on Chris's podcast. And I said, oh, yeah. And he goes, Sue, and to make sergeant major in any respective community is huge. But for somebody to give, he said, no, I give him. He is the voice. He's not just a voice in the room that everybody listens to. He's the voice.
Yeah. Well, here's what you need to do.
You have no idea what level of honor it is to be conversing with you. Yeah. But not only that, but have guys reach out to me who made it way, way further than I ever would have in my career, which absolutely pales in comparison. And they say, "Hey, we saw you on this podcast," and I'm like, "Man, you're still doing the things. I'm not doing things because I'm a broke dick, and they told me that I wasn't good enough to remain in."
Matt, you need to have Sue on Radio Contra. You need to set that up. You guys, Sue will get on there with you. I know he will. Because Sue, there's no cameras involved. Nobody can see you or nothing.
Emery and I were gonna do a show right before October 7th. And when October 7th kicked off, obviously he got task saturated and it just didn't happen. I still want to get Emery on. I know that he's been just, as we've been talking about Chris, he's just, and I remember that. Like, I remember that deployment. Dude, you don't want to talk to nobody, man. When you get out of that deployment site, you don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Because you never know, like, obviously he knows, like, he's got an idea of the questions that we're going to, like, what we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask him any fucked up things. but you just don't want to talk to anybody. You know, when you come back, like when I came back from Afghanistan, I don't want to talk to anybody, man. The only thing that I really wanted to do when I came back from Afghanistan was sit there with my girlfriend, who would become my wife, and sip a couple beers with her, and kind of get reacquainted with one another, and like that was it, man. That was that. But
yeah.
nah, Sue. I've had a lot of incredible guests on Radio Contra, and I think that you would be the top.
Hey, Sue.
I'm willing to do it, Matt, but don't ask me no radio questions, because as you just saw,
No.
I jumped in.
Absolutely not.
Computer battery low, and I was like, I looked at the cord, and I'm like, not plugged in. Just there's my combo reputation there.
Hey, Sue, can I send Matt your
Mr. Zug for nothing?
Sue, can I send Matt your number so you guys can hook up and make this happen?
Yeah. Let's get it done. Let's get it
right
done.
now.
I'm sitting around here doing nothing. I'm actually trying to write a book. Well, I shouldn't put that out yet because I absolutely suck at it. I got a lot of respect for you guys that write books.
I fucking told you how we'll do that. I told you.
I'm nugging it out. I'm nugging it out. So.
All right. Dolio. This is for Dolio. I texted the fucker. He won't answer me. Joe, can you read that comment on the screen?
Me?
No, Joe Dolio sitting back there behind Matt.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said, can you read that comment on the screen? Can you read what that comment says? Can you read it
He's
aloud?
a Marine.
If Patrick knows better than to call me Joey, because I'm a bayoneted.
I just wanted to know. I
would love to come to Mountain Readiness, but Mrs. Tactical Wisdom is highly likely to stab me if I tell her I'm coming back to North Carolina.
Look, I love you like a brother, but I don't. Hold on, I love you like a brother, but I don't give a fuck if you come to Mountain Readiness or not. I just wanted to know if Joey was your new call sign. That was the whole reason I put that up. That's all I wanted to know.
I know how to get Dolio to Mountain Readiness. Here's how we do it. Joe, what class do you want to teach at Mountain Readiness?
Right. So
there it is.
Here's the deal.
He's already groveling.
Talk to her about it again, Chris. Although the last time you called my house and I had you on speaker and you asked me to come to North Carolina for the operation we were going to do during the hurricane, you almost got me killed. She was like, "You just got back from there. You're not going with Chris." I'm like, "Yes, I am." Anyway,
look, dude.
If you commit to July, I will make every effort to make the Mountain Raid.
I've already committed to July, and I'm already making arrangements to be in Montana in July because I'm planning a trip that direction, and I'm already planning other stops. I'm going to be there. So you need to pack Mrs. Dolio up and bring her down too. She needs a vacation as well.
Over there.
Yeah.
One of them is yours.
It's a
You're
family
going to put
event.
one of these tables under there, and you're going to sell books.
All right.
And
No,
you'll
Joe,
sell books,
dude.
and you're going to make money off the class. And I'm telling you, you're going to do well. You're going to do well. You got to pat him on the back because he's a Marine. You got to help. You got to help him out. It's kind of like talking to a slow.
There's a bayonet around here somewhere.
The short bus kids. Well, I've got a knife open. See, look, I had a knife open right here, and he was looking right at it, but he's looking for a bayonet. He's like, I'm gonna stab you with a bayonet, but he had a knife right there.
Talking to Marines is like dealing with Jerry's kids. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, but no, Joe, you need to come and bring your wife with you, man. Like truly, bring her with you. You guys will have a great time. You'll see. But you'll sell a lot of product. It'll be a hell of a networking event for you too, as far as meeting people.
I give him hell, but he is one of my best friends.
I love him to death. I mean, I love Joe to death. I've only been around him a couple times.
Funny story about meeting Angery American. I met him here one day.
Yeah.
And things were not going well when I met him here, right? So I walk in the other room, and Chris was in there, and Chris goes, "You look like a tactically wise guy." And I said, "You look like an Angery American."
Wait a minute. Tell this audience, tell this global audience why things were not going well.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Chris looks at me and he goes, actually, you look like an angry American. I'm like, well, actually, I am.
It wasn't. It was not a class. It was not my class.
No.
That was no.
It was there was an absolute shit show taking place, folks. Don't
Yeah,
hold
there was a third party instructor who
This
ruined
was-
the class.
I want to make something real clear. No, and I'm not being funny about this. I know you're laughing, but it's actually is really serious to me.
Here's what I was going to say. There was a time. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. There was a time when Matt would allow other instructors to teach on his property, and there still is, but only a very select few, because there were some folks who severely misrepresented, and you tell the story, but severely misrepresented themselves and did a disservice to the community. And those people are now excommunicated. Jägermeisters or whatever the fuck. But tell the story. Now you tell it, but I wanted to make that very clear. That there was a time when you were a little more benevolent with that, but now you're tighter.
All right.
Go ahead and tell
So when I got into this,
before you start that, I just want to say that quit picking on the Marines. I tried to be a Marine at the recruiter's office. They told me my test scores were too high. I couldn't go.
I love the Marines. I love the Marine Corps. One of my best friends.
I know that's bullshit.
One of my absolute best friends, who literally is the Marlboro Man. That was our nickname in high school. Me and him was Marlboro Man and Harley Davidson. Like, I was Harley Davidson, he was the Marlboro Man. Like it, and he went in the Marine Corps, and he was the 0321, and went on in the Army and did what I did, and we went in at the same time. But and he still hangs out here in orbit when he can get away from his awful wife to his my second cousin. No, she's horrible. So, if he didn't have two kids with her, and it's the way that, look, my wife says it best. She goes, well, she does something he likes because he's got two kids with her.
Well, they all do that thing. I mean, I'm just saying.
But I can tell you what he's told me, because he's done everything under the sun. There's a few things that she won't do. I don't say it. I'm not enough liquor to say it. I don't care. I'll say it in public. I don't care.
Nah, you ain't gotta say it. Don't worry about it.
She's horrible.
She's horrible.
Anyway,
Yeah.
He should love her. He asked me, look, I was best man at his wedding, and he asked me before he got married in Castle County Courthouse, in the old courthouse. He looks at me and he goes, Matt, should I marry her? She's your cousin. And I said, no. No, I've been telling you that the whole damn time. We're standing out here in fucking August and we're in wool suits. No.
Well,
what did that tell you? No. What did I tell you no the whole fucking time? And he looks at me and he goes, well, we never made it this far. I think it's too late now. And I was like, I told you this shit months ago. What the fuck? But anyway.
Well, now that you're spun up, let's tell them about Jägermeisters, sirs. Because that's how me and Dolio met, remember?
All right. So,
first time face to face.
So, look, when I got started, whenever you break into the business of quote unquote tactical training or whatever, it's like breaking into any other business out there. You're going to have people in the beginning. And if anybody doubts me on this, I want to throw a little knowledge your way. Go listen to the podcast of Kelly McCann. So Kelly McCann and Pramek. 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 He was like a writer for Black Belt or whatever, and he did a podcast like over a decade ago. Kelly McCann's awesome dude. He went by Jim Grover back in the day, and he's a Marine Corps SMU commander. And he went over to CAG for a little while and was their training officer for Delta. Combat Applications Group, Delta, Tier 1 Special Missions Unit. Great dude. Mountain of knowledge from Kelly McCain. He lives up in Fredericksburg, Maryland. And he used to be a great guy. Like, mountain of respect for Kelly. You need to train with him. And he's also a fellow Guinness fan and Middleton's whiskey fan, as am I. So, but
well, you was talking about Pendleton earlier. I love me some Pendleton. When we get together, we got to have some Pendleton involved because I've only ever drank in the state of Wyoming.
When people keep coming after you, like they're going to come after you in the beginning, and it just is what it is. Like they're just pressure testing you. But if people keep coming after you, like after like 5 or 6 years, there's an issue. It's probably you. And I always took that as like, so in the beginning, I had guys that were coming after me. Is what it is, man. They're competitors, or if it's not a competitor, it's somebody, one of your competitors is put up to it. It's a fanboy of a competitor or whatever. They're putting it up against you, and that's just what they do. Okay, man. Like, look. You let that shit roll on, roll off. If you got thin skin, this ain't the business for you. Okay? People are gonna call you every damn thing in the book. And wait till you get to the retail end of it. They're gonna call you even worse. I deal with it every day. So it is what it is, man. And but I remembered when I first got started back in 2006, 2007, man, I had guys doxing me, putting, my name out there, which, man, it was fine. But at the time, the reason that I tried to conceal who I was and everything wasn't because, I got something to hide. It was because, man, I was working in academia in a very liberal field where I got out of the Army, and now all of a sudden I go to a university and I'm in a graduate studies program and I'm teaching people and I'm a lecturer and all this stuff, and I'm gonna get fucking fired if I even look like I'm right of Chairman Mao on all this shit, and the only thing that was keeping my sanity was starting to write a blog where I'm like, okay, look, commo stuff, I'm going to talk about that. Small unit tactics stuff, I'm going to talk about that. Because I was active on some of these forums that were really popular at the time. And I'm seeing, like, the survival and the prepping community, and there was this giant disconnect between, relevant information and everything else. And I'm like, look, hey, here's what you really need to know. And so I had a competitor out there. Since I don't think he's in business anymore, and I did plenty of digging on him. You cannot claim British special operations credentials. Think, oh hell yeah. You can't claim that you're a British special operator and think that a guy who has American credentials isn't going to fucking find out.
Yeah, I got some pair of buddies. We can fix that shit.
Not fucking ass. Yeah, no. And here he is. He was putting other people up to starting shit with me because I was putting up things. And I'm like, hey man, I think maybe some of this stuff is fluff. And I wasn't targeting him in particular. It just was what it was. So anyway, that was back then, and they thought by doctor.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I'm not homophobic, but I am scared of Alan Kay when he's naked.
Look, having Alan. Look, let me tell you. I'll tell you all about Alan because I know he's watching. You bastard! You're listening. He's laying.
Alan,
he's got his
Alan,
earbuds
I hope your wife is watching too.
When you're out someplace with Alan, because he's like a 6'4" Viking warrior looking god kind of thing. Because he's lean and mean right now, guys. There ain't no fluff on Alan. But when Alan walks up to somebody and very straight-faced, with no kind of emotional inflection whatsoever, looks at somebody and asks them, how do you feel about man-on-man intimacy? And you watch fear wash over people's fucking faces. It's hilarious. It's just it's hilarious to see. And I love you, brother. I'm just telling that because it's so goddamn funny when you do it. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Pendleton, get some. I want that 1910 though. When I'm gonna find some. I'm either gonna bring it or we're gonna get it because they're gonna drink some Pendleton 1910 when I come up there because that's the shit for that Canadian shit anyway. This is just some. This is some.
Man,
water. This is just water.
There's something that has perennially rung true in this industry, in the various industries that I've been in thus far. The training industry, don't feed your potential competition. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know? And in the training world, it stuck with me, man. This guy doing this, he was trying to intimidate me. And my dad, God rest his soul. I love my dad to death.
Mm-hmm.
He told me something. When all that went down, he was a hard-nosed dude. He was a cowboy to the core. Here you go. It's right here.
Oh, you just sent me to go get it.
Oh. My daddy was a cowboy to the core. He taught me how to be a horseman. He taught me how to be a man. And he was a labor union rep in Virginia, and we raised horses as kids. And he taught me. I mean, he worked his job and then built another company on the side. It was just incredible. But when I was building what I'm doing, which he didn't believe in, by the way, he didn't believe in it. When I told him, I said, when I got out of the Army, okay, and then I'm teaching, and he says, I got my oldest son's coming along, and he goes, you got a full-time job. You don't quit that. You don't leave that. You're chasing some dream over here. But you already left that life from the Army. You don't do that, and he didn't believe it. But when I told him what was going on with all that, because I talked to him, I tell him everything, and he could tell when I'd walk in, he's something's bothering you. I said, yeah. I told him what was happening. And he looks at me and he goes, well, don't you worry about that. You know why that guy's doing that? Whoever that is, he's not read up on none of that. He didn't give a damn about any of those things. This other guy or none of that shit. He don't care about none of that. But he looked at me and he said, you know why that other guy's doing that? Because he's scared of you.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that shit because he's scared of you.
Yep.
And you know what? It might hurt right now. He's doing these things, but you hurt him a whole hell of a lot worse because he's scared of you, and that's why he's doing that. He's threatened by you, so you don't back down. He said, son, this is like a poker game. He's sitting there trying to stare you down and bluff you out of the game when you got the hottest hand on the table, and he knows it. He said, this guy, I don't know who he is, but I know what you've done. And if he's trying to scare you off the table, then that means that he ain't done shit. I took that to heart.
Wait a minute. What you're saying is when Alan Kay gets naked in front of me, I should start undressing too.
Well, Alan, it just depends,
He's doing that because he's scared of me.
Oh, no.
Nah, I don't think he's doing that because he's scared of you.
No, I ain't scared of you, Alan. Now,
Alan said death by snoo-snoo.
I'll say this. I know Alan wouldn't want to fight Sue. He wouldn't want to do that. But I love Alan like a brother because he is my brother. I mean, sometimes you're born with him. Sometimes you pick him. I met him, I don't know, 17 or 18 years ago. We were at an event together. I happened to walk into a building and he was standing behind a table like this, like just his big ass. At the time, he was still blonde headed. He wasn't gray headed as a rat like he is now. I know you're listening, motherfucker. But he was standing here, his arms crossed across his chest like this, blue eyes. I stepped in this building. I looked at him, And I was like, same thing as with you, Matt. I'm like, I don't fucking know that guy, but I know that motherfucker. And I walked up, started talking to him, and that's it. We become friends. And so people ask me and him all the time, like they'll ask me, well, how long have you known Alan? I said, oh shit, I've known him all my life, but I met him like 15 or 16 years ago. But I've known him for all my life. There's no doubt about that. And this is kind of a weird moment, but I want to stick this in here because it fits. And I feel the same about, even though we can only see Dolio's fucking shoulder on the screen, and we've got Russ behind the scenes so you guys can't see, and I got a few other brothers in this world. But there is nothing like that. We all have friends, guys. All right.
Yeah.
But men in particular, I think if you're a real fucking man, you need to have some brothers in this world. And I can count my brothers and still have fingers left over. All right. There's very few men in this world that I fully 100% trust and rely on, and know that if I called them at any moment, they'd be there for me, because if my phone rang and Sue LaRue said, hey, I need you to come to Phoenix right now and bring some guns and money, I'm just going to ask you how much and how fast do I need to be there? Like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I do it for T. I damn sure do it for Matt. I do it for Dolio, even though I've only met that motherfucker person one time.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And I do it for Russ.
I had people, it was that experience of people stepping on me.
Yeah.
That I said, I ain't going to do that ever. I'm not going to engage in that. And I'm not going to engage in that right now, even though I could. And I still don't. And
I remember that day. I remember that day.
But I will say, I'm going to tell you the truth about people. And, I ain't gonna give on this show. I ain't gonna give nobody the rub. I'm not gonna put them over by just mentioning them. But I had a guy who I tried to groom. He was he was in the Marine Corps. He's not a combat arms NCO.
First of all, I'm thankful you said he was in the Marine Corps and you didn't call him a Marine, because he did not seem to meet that definition.
Are we talking about the same fucking guy here?
Well, he taught a class here. It was his competency was not there. When I went down to the range, I had just come back from a class that I taught in Missouri that was a week long. And when I saw him tell everybody they were going to run across my range, and he got in the side-by-side, my side-by-side, that I told him he could use to set the range up, but could not use for class. Mm-hmm. He goes, literally verbatim, what he said was, all right, man, get your shit on, run over there. And he throws his ruck in the back of that. I said, nah. I stopped him right then and there. I said, nah, If you look, this was mid-May in North Carolina, hot, humid. Where I am's humid as shit.
Oh, fuck yeah!
If you're gonna tell people to do something fucking stupid like that, you damn well better be doing it with them. That's the NCO standard. I don't give a fuck. Marine Corps, Army, Air Force, Navy. I don't give a fuck. If you tell people. No, look, here's the deal. NCO Creed, very first sentence in the NCO Creed, no one is more professional than I. Right? Period. End of story. So if you're going to tell people to do something that you yourself are not doing with them, that's a no-go. Instant no-go. Nope. And when I saw that, and I allowed this guy, I afforded this guy an opportunity, because he told me, he came to me in earnest and said, hey, man, I have a desire to teach. He was still active duty in the Marine Corps at the time. He said, I have a desire to teach. I want to do this thing. He just had a kid with his wife. Man, it was like, for me, it was like looking in the mirror. And I said, hey, I remember how I got stepped on, how damn hard it was to break, into this business. And I made it. what? I'm gonna help you out, man. Here we go. We're gonna put your class on the calendar, and I'm gonna help you out. And I did the best I could, and I pushed him to the moon. By the way, I was out there, and I gave him every opportunity to capitalize on it. And you know what? He shit on me as much as he could. And you know,
Yeah.
that was that.
But look, that day,
from that step right there forward, I said, you know what, man,
no more of this shit.
I can't.
So,
I can't.
This shit show is going on when I arrive at G Camp, and Dolio's there too. It's the first time we're going to meet in person.
Yeah.
Now, to you, Matt, had I known that fucker had been at one upon a time in the Marine Corps, I would have probably slapped the fuck out of him. For me personally, but I wouldn't have done that to you, of course, and you know why. But that offends me more than, especially with the name that he's using associated with this shit. Now I'm super offended by it. Like I'm really goddamn offended by it. And one more thing, I'm gonna let you go here in a second. I want to give a great goddamn big shout out to a buddy of mine who's watching tonight from DeQuincy, Louisiana. We just spent the better part of a week up there at his place. He's got a great little 3-bedroom, 1-bath Airbnb right in downtown DeQuincy. And if you're ever out that way and you need a place to stay, let me know, and I will let him know, and we will take care of you. But his name's Kevin Robertson. I've known him for several years. He's one of those men that I count as my brother. And I just found out he's watching. And I wanted to shout out because he took care of us when we was in DeQuincy. We went out to Préjean's, had crawfish one night. Me and him went coyote hunting one night. These are some thermals, Matt. I had my DTs on me, and sadly, I didn't take my goddamn thermal I got from you up there with me, but he had 2. But his future purchases are going to be redirected in direction. But we had a great time, and I just want to give Big Kev and Miss Bridget a shout out, and we want to say thank y'all for your hospitality last week while we was there. Love y'all, and I need to talk to you tomorrow because I forgot to do something before I left your place. Anyway,
I want to give a shout out to a guy in the comments right here, Kaneoe91, because first of all, Hawaii service members. I was at Schofield Barracks, so I hear you. Yeah, 3rd Marine Division at Kaneohe, at K-Bay. You know, y'all had your private beach, and I loved it. And I saw a great pair of titties down there. Is that girl? I had a girl who was. So I gotta tell you, it is a story. I had a girl who was half Hawaiian, half Puerto Rican.
Oh God damn!
And, all crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I met her at the North Shore Polio Club. It's the North Shore Polo Club.
Polio, yeah.
That was it, because you was gonna catch something there. If you was a cowboy going up there, you was gonna catch something. I didn't catch anything there though. But anyway, I always had a soft spot for barrel racers because for obvious reasons. Anyway, seeing a half Hawaiian, not a Samoan, but a Hawaiian girl, there's a big difference.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, but a half Hawaiian girl and a half Puerto Rican chick riding a Percheron. And, you know, she's out there doing the prancing on a Percheron in a low-cut shirt. And you're like, you know, you get the she had triple D titties. And, anyway.
I like the little ones, too. I like them little ones, too.
Yeah, so she wanted to go out to K-Bay one night, so we go out to K-Bay. And I knew some 3rd Marine Division infantry bros that were out there when I was in 25th. We go out there. And, she was like, oh, I heard K-Bay has its own private beach. And I was like, yeah, it does. And she's like, you can get me there, right? And I was like, yeah, I'll get you there. Like, we can totally get there. You know? So I called up to our boys. They were like, "Oh yeah." So anyway, we end up out there on K-Bay's beach, and she was wearing this green, like she's wearing a white top, and she's got this green bikini top, like coming up in the back. And so, like, I pulled the most pimp move ever. I had this K5 Blazer out there. Like, I got this K5 Blazer, is red, no top on it. And when she's riding on it, I used to ride this thing down to Honolulu, Waikiki, bitch, and be all. Girls are like, "Oh my God, I want to ride it! Drop the tailgate, I want to ride it." So anyway, old girl's in the front seat, right? So we leaned back on this thing. I had it jacked up, just sitting on 35, and we're at K-Bay, and she leans back on it. She's like, "Let's just look at the ocean." And she like leans back, and she's right here, and I see she's got her hair pulled to the side, bro. And I see that dot right there, and I'm like, "Whoop!" Then the Wonder Bra scoops in. I was like, "Ah."
Yeah.
It was great. It was magical.
I know of what you speak.
Anyway, he was trying to say great words, Todd. Thank you.
It's magic.
I want to toss another. Hold on, Matt. I got another one for you here. The host of our Florida RTO course is watching this evening, so I will give a great big shout out to you. I'm not going to even say his name because sometimes he don't like it said, and I don't say it. But you know who he is. I know who he is. And if you was there,
I know who he is. I love him to death.
That's another motherfucker right there that is on the very short list of my brothers. It starts with Alan K, and then there's him, and then Matt, and then some others follow. Because that's a motherfucker that if he ever called me, I don't care where he called me from on this globe. Him and Alan are the two people that if they called me from anywhere on this fucking planet, well, obviously you, but
I'm gonna say, bro, I got a backhoe and a heavy equipment trailer.
Well, look, I've arranged fucking private aircraft to do shit for motherfuckers when they needed it. You know what I mean? But I got this many. I'm gonna say there's this many. 3 of them I just mentioned. There's 2 others. But if any of them 5 ever called me, I don't care where they're on the face of this rock, and they said they need my help, I'm coming, whatever the fuck it takes. And I will give a big shout out to him because I love him like a brother. You know him well. Mark McGrath, you remember Mark? He's in the comments tonight. I see him all over the place. He's right here, little fucking Mark. I'll be seeing him this weekend actually. And Calvin, I might holler at somebody else later and have you come too. Yeah, I'll hear about that. Anyway, that dude's like a brother to me. I love him to death. Do anything in the world for him. And I know you know him and he loves you too because me and him talk about you a lot. Anytime I talk to him, he's asking about you. So
talk about me, it's all bad things.
Well, I make up a lot of shit.
Yo, dog, we talking about you behind your back.
T, you're being awful goddamn quiet tonight. You got anything you want to ask Matt? Talk about sponsorship. Talk about what he's doing for mountain readiness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys, you get into the storytelling, me and Sue, we just kick back and enjoy the show. It's like front row seats to the show.
Put that back up, Russ.
Look, I'll tell y'all titty stories all night.
Hold on. I just want to get to this old Iroquois Pliskin here, which, number one, I love his fucking name. He's taking that's a great wordplay. But he's like, my wife and I just left the bar for a few drinks and somebody introduced the waitress to us as Little Bit. I looked at my wife and said, no, it's not. And you, sir, are correct. And I'm going to salute you for that one because that's fucking awesome.
Real man of genius.
And just so y'all know, Little Bit is about to turn 21 years old. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm getting ready to pay.
How's that feel?
Yeah. Well, I like it, actually. I like that there's no grandchildren. That I can say my youngest is, and she really is. There's no grandkids, but I'm getting ready to pay for some college courses for her. She wants to go to school, do some stuff. So, but no, this has been awesome, and T, you've been quiet. So I want you to talk for a minute. Let's talk mountain readiness. Let's talk who's coming, what's going on, because we got our lead
Fuck
sponsor here, and we got you here. And so, sir, the stage is yours. Let's talk mountain readiness for a minute.
Yeah, awesome.
Joe Dolio is coming.
I'm coming.
You know,
Where? What?
I'm gonna drag him
And
down.
Joe Dolio is coming as well. So
Yeah,
so
you
that
heard
is-
it here
that is
first,
illustrious
fuckers.
time.
Hold on,
We
wait.
had
Y'all
know,
gonna
we-
get me
we
in
got-
trouble.
We've got Alan K. Alan's coming. We're gonna have Alan there. Man, I love that cowboy hat. We've got that cowboy hat is sexy. I'm just gonna tell you right.
when the fucking cowboy hat comes out, you know shit's on now. Go ahead,
It's
go
on.
ahead, T. Go ahead.
It's all, but hey, look, we've got Pat Miletich, UFC champion, is coming to do some.
Close friend of mine, Pat Miletich.
Yes, freaking awesome. Had him on our live the other day. He'll be coming to visit Chris here in the future. Awesome conversation. But no, we've got an awesome group, and I just want to say thank you to of course you, Chris, the Angery American nation here, Pete Robertucci, and of course our sponsor, our main number one sponsor, Brushbeater NC Scout. When I'm looking for the big dog sponsor, I was looking for someone that lived up to kind of what I feel mountain readiness is about, which is being real, right? Like we got all kinds of different people at Mountain Readiness. We got, Presbyterian, we got atheists, we got Catholic. I mean, we got all kinds of people, all kinds of genders, all kinds of.
We got them
colors,
Seventh Day
creeds.
Adventists too that wear them.
Yeah, we
dresses
got
and
that
don't-
too. Some Seventh Day Adventists.
And
But-
don't like impolite talk at the Chick-fil-A.
Oh man.
But at the same time, like it's about being real. And I called up Matt and I was like, look, Matt, I'm looking for the headliner sponsor to this thing. And I want you to be that guy because you're real. And that's what Chris is. He's real. And that's what all
Damn right.
the educators and the people that come to Mountain Readiness is it's about being real people who did real world shit. Right. Because I'm not going to say names, but I'm going to tell you, there is people that's not coming back to Mountain Readiness. There's a couple that keep reaching out to me. Hey, look, if I didn't answer you, it's because the last time I told you to piss off, I meant it. Like we want real people who did real shit to be at Mountain Readiness. And that's it. If you don't do real stuff, we don't want you there. And if you're not a real person, if I find out that you're just like Matt talked about, talking behind people's backs, smearing your name, all that kind of stuff, like it gets bad. People's gonna find out about it. And when that comes back, you ain't welcome no more. That's it. So this Mountain Readiness is going to be awesome. We've got just ridiculous amount of awesome people and talent. I was talking to Carl Erickson earlier today. He's fired up coming. This is going to be like it's just going to be one of them awesome events where everybody comes together in the evenings, make it even better, sitting around campfire talking, doing all the things. But guys,
it's a star-studded event.
It applies to what we're talking about right now. What Matt was just saying about training. Yeah, you're on a budget and you got to make the bills. I get it. I'm out here throwing $3,000 worth of injectors in my truck underneath a Mountain Readiness awning because I ain't got a garage that I can build on the side of the mountainside here because of stupid people who shouldn't have been working on that truck to begin with. But I get it. You got to pay the bills, but at the same time, where we're at in this world with Trump, look, this is the time you need to really crack down and really start training, right? Take advantage of this time to tighten up them loose ends. But that's it. Thanks, guys, for letting us be a part of what you guys are doing. And Matt, thank you, brother, because like I said, you're real, and that's what it's about.
Hey, T, hold up. I want to say something real quick. You said you want to thank Matt, like for allowing you to be a part of what we're doing. But what you need to remember, bro, is you are part of it. You're not. You're doing it, man. You know, and we're not letting you. You like real recognizes real, or hood recognizes hood. Call it what you want.
Right.
There's a lot of ways for it. But like legit, when Amber reached out to me back in the day and said what she said, and I made that reply, that's the same reply I make to everybody who reaches out to me to ask for my help. And I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think I'm anything special, guys. I'm not. I'm just a hick that lives in the woods. I'm a peckerwood that lives in the woods with too goddamn many guns, and I write a little bit of shit every now and then. But Amber reached out to me, and then they did what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
Which is the thing. I cannot tell you. Like, I couldn't even attempt to count off a number of people that have contacted me in this realm of things, and then either have not delivered or demonstrated who they really were, or genuinely fucked me over. Yeah. But T and Amber didn't do that. Look, they did the real thing. Matt didn't do that.
Here's the deal.
Sue didn't do that. Joe Dolio didn't do that. No. Emery, Technical Rifleman. There's a few folks that don't do that. And I don't want to say that we're better than any goddamn body else who's got podcasts, YouTubes, doing all this goofy ass stupid shit. But what I will tell you is that I personally am, with one exception, and we discussed it earlier, and if you missed that part, go back and watch it. And it was me and Matt were going to go whoop somebody's ass. But anyway.
I didn't need to whoop his ass. He whooped his own ass just thinking about
you instigated it, is all I'm saying. What I want to say is
that's bad when that happened. You whoop your own ass thinking about the ass whooping that's coming.
Hey. I personally am not going to promote, endorse, or associate with anybody who I do not trust or fully believe in. And Joe, he's got half his face back there, old half face. Maybe that'd be your new call sign. I call you half. All right, there he is. Look at him in his greatness. That's not a good look. You should put that down. Really, drop your. He's not kidding. All right, fucker. Like Joe Dolio. Like if I'm showing you guys somebody, if I'm bringing somebody to my platform, not that it's huge, and I don't think I'm anyone special, guys. I don't. But I get to associate with greatness. And on this screen tonight, and I know that in the comments and people watching, there are some really amazing fucking people.
Yeah.
But I want to give a huge shout out to them. Matt, I want to say thanks. You're a brother to me. I'd do anything in the world for you. Joe Dolio, you too, bro. Like, I know you. I'm not super interactive on social media and shit, guys, and I'm trying to improve it. I went through a phase where it super bothered me. I fucking hated it. Yeah. And Mel's trying to help me, trying to get through that. We'll fix it. But Matt, Joe, T, I do anything in the world for him, and his wife Amber. Yeah. But I remain neutral in their conflict, because that's a whole separate thing, and T knows what I mean, because they're both contract killers. Both of them are. They'll try to hire you. I'm just saying. So either one of them will. Sue LaRue goes without saying. He's Sue fucking LaRue. And the other guys, Emery Morgenstern, Donnie Dunn, it's here. But the folks that I bring to you, you're lagging on my end, T. I wanted to see you laugh your ass off when I said you're both contract killers. But if I bring somebody to you guys, it's someone who I have invited to my home, or I have been to theirs. Like, that's the level of things. Well, that's where we exist. And I'm not going to show you bullshit. I don't get paid by none of these motherfuckers. Nobody here pays me money. I do everything I can to lift them up. If I can bring opportunity to them, I will, which we all should, which is what I was talking about earlier. Go to brushbeater.store. If you're looking for night vision kit information, go to the blog, join the goddamn forum. Like, there's a whole community behind Brushbeater, guys. Hit up Mountain Readiness' website. Check them out. Look at everything that's going on. Follow them on Facebook. Do all the things. And Sue, I got to ask you, because I hate to use the word whore, but you are for hire. So where can people find you today? Like where can people that want to follow Sue LaRue and know what Sue is up to Where can they follow you? Where can they find you? Where are they at? What do they do?
Well, I'm trying to get back into the game. My wife went through a quadruple bypass surgery on December 5th.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of just sitting around and taking care of her and binge watching a lot of True Detective and all kinds of murder series and stuff like that. I'm convinced she knows how to hide my body now or put me in a barrel of acid. But she's getting back to work, and so I hope to be hanging out with Carl and Emery a little bit more. We did go to SHOT Show. Not a whole lot to brag about SHOT Show this year. I just to the point I hate going to Vegas anymore. Just a waste of time.
Well, look, I love Las Vegas, but Sue, you didn't answer the question. And for the audience, guys, Sue's wife Robbie is an amazing human being. She's married to this guy. I mean, just consider
she married me when her CNI dog died. Yeah.
I was going to leave that part out, but then she brought it up. We'll talk about it. All right. So Robbie is a saint of a woman. She's funny. She's awesome. And yeah, she had a hard time she went through. She's recovering. She's doing great. Yep. She's doing awesome. And Sue's nursing her, and he's doing a great job. But Sue, what I asked you is people who want to know what Sue LaRue is doing, how can they find you? Where can they find you other than here? Like, I know you do stuff with Carl, Tactical Rifleman. Look him up on YouTube, Patreon, all the places, guys. But where else can they find you, Sue?
I'm still doing the tracking classes, and I think week after next we're doing a land navigation course with Charlie Williams, and all we're doing is EastPinelandResources.com or PinelandResources.org, and we're mostly training the the young guys that are joining search and rescue or deputies or first responders. We go around and train them up on little simple stuff like tracking and land navigation, that kind of thing. I definitely need to get with Matt and get tuned up on my commo skills, because obviously I'm not communicating very well anymore.
Oh God!
And Matt, he was a comms guy in group. I'm going to translate what Sue just said for y'all. He has no social media presence. You can't follow him. Charlie Williams, who he mentioned. What was the name of Charlie's company?
Pineland Resources.
Real quick,
Pineland Resources. Yes.
Charlie Williams is an amazing human being. Pineland Resources is .com is his website. Sue works with Charlie. They're both, and what a lot of you folks don't realize is Sue LaRue, Charlie Williams also. They are world-renowned trackers. They're well known for it. They're used in very hard cases, especially Sue has a soft spot for missing kids. He'll go out, he'll track them down, they will find them. But Pineland Resources, check out Charlie Williams. He was an amazing guy also. If you want to learn to track, if you want to learn to man track game, track whatever you want, hit up Charlie Williams and talk to him. Or you can hit up Sue LaRue. If Sue would give out a place that people could reach out and contact his ass at. But in the meantime, if you want to talk to Sue LaRue, contact me. You can get me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm fucking everywhere. If you want to talk to Sue, I'm going to work with Sue. We're going to get him a communication network of some goddamn variety, better than two strings in or a string in two soup cans. And he was a comms guy in Green Berets, guys. You got to know that his MOS. That's what Sue's MOS was. He was a communications guy.
That was back when we had Morse code.
Well, yes, it was still copper wire. You know, but if you want to talk to Sue, hit me up. I'll get you guys connected. We're going to find a way to make you connect with Sue. But especially tracking classes, or if you have a group. If you are a search and rescue organization, if you're anything like that, and you would like a tracking course, I don't mean from good trackers. I mean from legends in this organization and in the skill set. Holler at me. I'll put you in touch with Sue. All right. So we did T. We did Sue. Now I talk to that fucker hiding in the background back there, Elio. Joe, get your ass up here. Come on.
Return there, cowboy.
Mr. Tactical
Matt's
Wisdom
been
himself.
into the Pendleton to answer Ron's question. Matt's been into the Pendleton a little too much. Hey, folks can find me.
I am on my second jar
Ron
of
Moeller.
George.
Yeah, Ron Moeller. Cheers to you, Ron.
Cheers to you,
Cheers to you,
Ron.
Ron.
No,
Jawbreaker.
fuck off.
Yeah.
An incredible human.
Thank God.
So,
Thank God all
anyone
that
wants
was
to find my
digitized.
stuff,
I
you
didn't
can find
hear
me at
none of it.
tactical-wisdom.com. We've got classes coming up in Montana soon. Matt's coming out to Montana. We're going to run a whole week full of classes. I think Kay is going to join us for a little bit of that time too.
He is.
Hey, when is this? When?
The whole month of May. Just block off your whole month of May.
So it's right after the mountain readiness thing. We're having
Right
classes.
after it. Hey, look, here's the deal, Chris. Here's what's going to happen. When mountain readiness wraps up, you know what? I know all about mountain readiness because I'm a fucking sponsor. When it all wraps up, here's the deal. You're going to follow me to Montana. You're going to get in your truck. You're going to follow me to Montana.
Yeah.
I told you after Mountain Readiness, I was coming to your house.
Well,
So,
yeah, you'll
I didn't
come out to
know
Montana.
the entire
There you
plan.
go.
Well,
We're
I
just
didn't know
gonna
the whole
ride.
plan, but now it's
That's
fucking
only that.
do, and that's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm in for May, and hey, Joe, find me a spot to fucking park, dude.
Can we
I'm
go
staying
out
till
there?
July. I don't give a shit. I'm good.
It's going to happen.
I'm gonna
But
bring all.
if
the
Mel
shit
comes,
and
my
do
wife
things.
will understand why you and I spent most of last summer together, and I'll be in trouble again.
Well,
Or, I mean,
she is not.
Something
my
else
fault.
you could do
It's
is
not my
just
fault.
leave your truck at T's place and ride shotgun for me, and we just drink beer the whole way. That's probably a terrible idea. That's
Look,
Just
probably
leave the keys
let's
to
do
your
this.
truck too when you leave it.
Hold on, let's do
Leave
this.
leave the keys.
You will ride shotgun with me. I'll drive you out there, and you can fly home because I
I'm not
gotta go.
flying.
Because
I'm not flying.
I'm
I'm not
I'm
flying.
pulling a 34-foot camper.
DI
gotta pull
fly.
first.
No.
Yeah, me and TSA
I prefer
don't
my
get along
plane
either.
to land
All right.
right side up.
I saw that some bitch flip over, and then they were like, "We don't know who the pilot was, motherfucker. You knew who the pilot was." And shit, hey,
chicks.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something right now. Unpopular opinion. I'll bet all the vet bros will jump on me tomorrow. Ooh, I'm so fucking scared. That Black Hawk pilot killed all those American Airlines passengers.
Yeah.
Their altimeters were off.
Why
Their
they hide
altimeter-
her?
Did you hear that?
Why did they hide the officer in charge for as long as they did? Why
Well,
they
you
do
know
that?
why. We all know
I mean,
why.
fuck it.
Hey, Matt.
Fuck it. We don't wanna
Hey,
say
Matt.
it. Yeah, no.
Joe.
I had plenty of people on Twitter that were like, "Oh no, don't say that." No. You know what? Either you're a conservative or you ain't. I don't give a fuck. That ain't
No.
conservative.
No. Either you understand
That's
reality
called
or
a
you
spade
don't.
of spade.
That's it.
You know?
Look, anyway,
Let me tell you something. Yeah,
Matt.
I'm going to say it on your show. We're going to say it. You know what? The woman who was the officer in charge of that bird. So she's responsible because she's the officer in charge, right? She was busy working in the Pentagon as a liaison officer for the Biden administration, and she was a North Carolina National Guard aviation officer. All right? So let's explore that a little bit. She's up there. We know that Salute, back me up here, in the Army, officers don't fly much. But they do need to fly. Aviation officers need to fly just enough to keep their quals up.
Qualified. Warrant
And
officers.
if they're like, "Oh shit, we got to cycle you out of the White House and send your ass back to wherever you come from, but you're a captain looking to make major," oh shit. Now your OER is going to be all fucked up if you ain't got your quals. Let's hand jam your shit. Which is exactly what happened. Because let me tell you something. You ain't going to hear this in the mainstream media because they've already memory hold it. But I can tell you something because a lot of people talk to me because of where I am and what I do. She got a order to land 24 hours prior.
24 fucking hours?
She got an order to land. She was flying. They said, no, you got to land. And that was on her. So what that tells me is, and I don't know a whole lot about, Army aviation, but I know enough. And enough people talk to me. There was a fucking problem right there. And then she blew through her damn flight ceiling by twice as much. Almost twice as much. I mean, holy fuck. She fucking killed those people.
Well, now there's hold on. There is a discrepancy in that the pilot altimeter and the aircraft commander's altimeter did not exactly line up. So I'm not calling shit on them yet, but it's fucked up. Anyway,
well,
I'm willing to make the memory hold the whole damn thing.
Yeah,
I've flown into Reagan National 100 times, and that air corridor is too busy for any training flights of any kind going up and down the Potomac River.
Damn right.
There shouldn't have been any training going on at all in there. That airport is way too busy.
That's right.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
who needed the training. I don't care. Take them to Northern Virginia somewhere. Take them up to Maryland. Something. Don't do it by Reagan.
I don't give a fuck. I'll just call a spade a spade.
Why would they be doing a?
And why? Look, listen. I'm going to say this right now. Having went out and had to go look for fucking what's his nuts in Afghanistan. How many times? When they're like, but they said, he's the pilot is Dust One. We haven't the service member unknown. We don't know where remains are. We can't. Duty status unknown. Bull fucking shit. I had to go out there and fucking look for what's his nuts in Afghanistan. For how many fucking times we got spun up for missions? Bo Bergdahl. I knew I'd remember his name. We had to go out there and look for that asshole. How many times? Because we were tasked with personnel recovery, and they were like, but he was duty status unknown. Who the fuck knows where that son of a bitch was at the time? But we got to go look for him. And one of those times, by the way, I got fucking shot at. And a buddy of mine got his CIB for it. And what the fuck, man? We go out there, it's a baited ambush. Fucking birds are down. Now we're getting shot at. Looking for Bo Bergdahl. But they were like, dude, Dust One. We can't say who her name is because who the fuck knows? She did duty status unknown. Her family says we don't want to. Meanwhile, they're cleaning her fucking social media. Bro, nah, no way. Absolutely not.
It was
absolutely not.
I blame this entirely. Hold on. I blame this entirely on.
You think the guys? Do you think that any? And I've had a lot of pilots that reached out to me that day, rotary wing and fixed wing. Everywhere from line pilots in the Air Force to guys in the 160th who reached out to me and were like, this motherfucker stinks to high heaven. And I know. I didn't say nothing about it because at the time it was, you know what? It ain't worth the fight. I'm not going to say nothing about it, man, because it's not worth it. But you know what? That woman killed a lot of people. Fuck her.
Yeah.
She killed a lot of people, children included.
You know what's funny is it's always hard to tell where Matt stands on any issue. He
It
always
really is.
goes around the edge. He never just lays it out.
I have no idea.
I I've always told him.
A lot of gray area here.
Look, bro, I love you, but you.
I don't know how we got on this, but all I was going to say is I put my working hat on. Look at my nose. All right, the whipping post. I'm gonna revisit something we talked about at the beginning of the show. When I was 7 years old, I got thrown into a whipping post by a quarter horse I was trying to break. You see
True
that
story.
shit right there?
True story.
It fucking bent my nose over. And my uncle John, fucking bent that shit back and looks at me. He goes, "Damn, I thought you were dead."
Yeah, I've seen the fucking
I
post.
was breaking a quarter horse. And you know what? Because of all of you out there and because of the grassroots support that we've built, the store and everything we've been able to do, you know what? That riding ring I own. I own that now. I didn't own that before. When I was a kid, I lived here. And you know what? I learned to ride on an old-ass Palomino that was 17 years old. His old Palomino horse. He had all the fight was gone out of him, man. And I learned to ride on him. And then I'm going down, I'm breaking these quarter horses. And my neighbor that owned the place, and he had a riding ring, and he's got his 15 saw stable. He had a whipping post in the middle of the riding ring. And he would go down to Brazil for 5 months out of the year. And he would come back, and he would drive to Kentucky, and he'd get a bunch of unbroke colts. And he'd bring them. And me and my brother would break these colts. And we get $25 a colt. And we're like, man, damn, you know, and we're getting that's big money back in the day.
For an ass whooping. For a first class ass whooping.
Yeah, but you know what? I own that riding ring now, and I own that farm now because of the awesome people that we have around us.
I was really afraid he was about to break into an Alex Jones impression for a minute.
No, he was close, but his voice. His voice didn't get high enough, but I want to point this out for a second, real quick, because some of you folks know me. Some of you folks know Matt. Some of you folks know both of us. Some of you folks know Joe as well. I'm not leaving Joe out. It's not. Don't think that, Joe. Joe Dolio is a fucking fantastic human. Tacticalism. Follow on Twitter. Look him up on Facebook. I really follow him on Twitter because his shit is sharp. No, Matt, shut up. But what I want to say is, like, Brian. You've heard a story from Matt. I don't know if you guys realize it tonight, but like when we first started talking about Matt's place, we were talking about his home place where he grew up. When he talked about the welding shop, that's what we call G Camp. And if you've been to G Camp, you know. And if you haven't been, you don't know. If you haven't been, go one time, check it out. But Matt's land now has expanded, and he's got a little bit more than he had before. And that whipping post that he's talking about breaking colts on for $25 for his neighbor, that was his neighbor's place. It wasn't his family place, but he owns that now. That's where his boys are learning to do. I teach
my boys how to break colts on that now.
Like I've been there.
Teach them to work cattle.
Yeah, I mean I've been to Matt's place. This dude, like I say, he's like a brother to me, and every time something goes right for him, like I smile. I can't help it. I smile real fucking big because I love the dude, and not because it's getting me any goddamn thing, but I like to see my friends do well. You know, even the folks in the comments, you know, seeing you guys here, I like to see you do well. We like to see all you do well, but this is a little bit of a tighter community. And having Seaux in here tonight, who Matt very clearly expressed his admiration for. I don't think he's met him in person, but he's gonna. Because we're gonna make that happen. Seaux will soon be on Radio Contra, and if you guys do not follow, Russ, put that up, please. Radio Contra. If you don't follow Radio Contra podcast, you fucking need to be. It's usually the #1 podcast, and if it's not the #1 podcast, it's only because of algorithm manipulation. I listened to every one of Matt's podcasts. He mentioned me the other day in one of his. I was driving back from Louisiana, heard him say my name, made me laugh. Like, no shit. But I listen to all his podcasts. I listen to everything he does.
Braxton channels me.
That's true.
Hell yeah, we can still
Why
hear you, man.
he asked me
But-
about making court.
Like these are legit folks. If you're looking to spend some money, if you need web gear, if you need optics, if you need night vision, if you need thermal, if you need advice, go to brushbeater.com. There's a forum too. Join the forum, become a member, start posting, become active. If you're looking for training, check out brushbeater.com or brushbeater, brushbeater.store, which will get you to everything. You can see the training calendar. Look up Joe Dolio, Tactical Wisdom. Joe is a fantastic dude. The first time we met in person, it was at Matt's place. It was a lot of fun, but simply because it was at Matt's. But Joe is, I mean, I've got a soft spot for Marines, but like I really love Joe Dolio as far as the Simplify shit goes. I don't have a lot. He's got stuff he loans to me.
Say you got a soft spot for cute ass dogs.
I love Dolio.
I gotta tell you a story.
But legitimately, if we present someone to you guys on this podcast, as far as an instructor or a subject matter expert or any damn thing, like these are folks you can rely on, because I personally, and I know that Sue, I know that T, I know that Emery and Donnie to a lesser degree, but still, are not going to tolerate it. We're not going to present.
I gotta interrupt you. I love you too, Mel. Mel just told me she loved me. It's okay.
We're not going to present you guys information or introduce you to people that we don't believe in. So, if you're looking for night vision, if you're looking for thermal, if you're looking for web gear, if you're looking for long-term storage food, check out brushbeater.store. If you're looking for training, go to brushbeater.store. What, I forget the other one, Matt. Sorry. But you can get to the training calendar from there. Or look up Tactical Wisdom. Check out Joe Dolio. Follow him on Twitter. Follow Matt on Twitter at Brushbeater or at Tactical Wisdom. Follow these guys. These dudes are on top of things. They break news. They're in the know before most people are. And also go to Facebook. Follow at Mountain Readiness. Follow them on Twitter. Follow them everywhere. If you want to know what we're doing, and when I say we, it's this entire community. It's all of us. Because if T is posting something, it's because it's a happening thing or something that's going on within our community. And he's in an interesting position to be able to blend between the prepper tactical kind of bushcraft community, which is very
Time to switch your whiskey.
Oh.
Drinking beer all night.
Matt, your microphone is fucking awesome. But I'm going to go around the horn real quick. Hold on. T, what do you want to leave folks with tonight? We went like super fucking long, guys. And only because I'm with people that like I genuinely have fun with. And that's
It's
not
my fault. We went long because it's my fault.
It's not because Emery's not here.
Okay.
It's not.
It's
I'm just
okay.
gonna get this out. I'm gonna say this before Stu does.
My class
You're
started
right
an hour and a
here,
half
under
late
my-
because of that guy.
Yeah.
It's not because Emery's not here. If Emery would have here, it would have been even better. But all right, Matt, shut up. Shut the fuck up for a minute. T, what do you want to leave me all with tonight? You know, Mountain Readiness has come up. May's coming around, bro. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait.
It's gonna
What do
be
you want to
awesome.
say?
We went through all that. I think what Sue and I are both missing is we didn't grab us a bottle of that stuff y'all sipping on to join this party. Now though, I've had too much coffee. I'm about to piss my pants. So we're gonna have to wrap it up.
All right, T, you go piss. But y'all, look, first weekend of May, Mountain Readiness. I have been to a shit ton of prepper events, more than I can count. For more people than I can tell you. Some very extremely well-known folks whose events I fucking absolutely will not attend. Mountain Readiness is the only prepper event like that then I'll attend. Now, I do a couple other smaller events in Kentucky and a couple other places, but as far as a prepper event, Mountain Readiness is it. I am Mountain Readiness, and I'm all about Mountain Readiness. T and Amber are amazing people. The classes, the information, the vendors, and then the camp at night, the bonfire side. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. This is not a commercialized event, guys. This is a community event. It's kind of Mountain Readiness. Now I'm gonna go to Sue.
I appreciate it.
Well, dude, it goes without saying. Sue,
Yeah.
what do you want to leave folks with tonight? I know you've been busy.
Hey, big shout out
on
to
Plenty of Fish or whatever it is you're doing, but go ahead.
Brokeback Mountain thing there. Hey, big shout out to my buddy Emery Morgenstern, who could not be on here tonight. He sent me a book called The Son of Hamas by Hassan Youssef. He's the son. They called him the Green Prince. He was the son of one of the original members of Hamas. Read this book. It's a real good read, and you'll understand what's going on in the Middle East right now between the Israelis and Hamas. And I just wanted to back up Matt and tell everybody that right now, I know we're all happy that Trump won, and I love the whole Doge thing and how we're cleaning up or we're pointing out all the fraud, waste, and abuse. But there's pushback already. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't looked in the background a little bit at some of these demonstrations, there's pushback. And today, February 19th, 2025, a bunch of drug cartels got put on the terror watch list. So if you're not going to places like Matt's training, or if you're not going to tactical rifleman, you're wrong. If you're not going to Mountain Readiness, you're wrong. Things are going to get worse before they get better. I guarantee it. That's what I want to leave everybody with.
So, bro, yeah, I think you fucking nailed it. It's going to get worse before it gets worse, folks. So now, pay very close attention to this next part. Joe Dolio, Mr. Tactical Wisdom himself. That sexy beast. Look at him. Joe, what would you like to leave folks with tonight, my friend? And we're going to have you on soon. Like, I'm going to have you on for your own show. You're not going to have to share it with Matt, but just for you.
We'll make that happen.
What do you want to leave folks with tonight?
This man is my brother.
This
more than my own flesh and brother is.
This is true.
Seriously.
This is true.
As are you, Chris. As are you. My own flesh and brother fucking
anytime, anywhere, bro.
I'll bury him with it. But, yeah.
What if I answer your emails, Russ? Stop.
No, Joe, the question I asked you is, what would you like to leave folks with tonight? Like, where can they find you? Where can they follow you? How can they pay you to come to them and train them in your most excellent courses? Now, look, guys, I'm not saying it is bullshit. Like, Joe is a guy I would pay to come to my place and give me an evaluation. I want you to think about that for a minute. I'd get one from Alan Kay also. It will cost me money only because he's my fucking brother. But I would pay Joe. I'd pay Matt. But I would absolutely pay these two guys. So, Joe, where can folks find you? How can they follow you? And how can they contract with you if they would like your services? That's what I want to know.
All right. Well, tactical-wisdom.com is where you can find all of my stuff, including services that I do. I'm actually a little bit well-known in the celebrity world as an anti-stalking person. I'm actually quite good at dealing with celebrity stalkers, so that's kind of fun. But I can also help you with your preparedness plans and help you get your radios programmed and all that kind of stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at DolioJ on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, but I don't do as much over there other than look at Mel's silly posts of you two doing silly things all over the world. And Ron, you need to be careful. You make a comment about it's a good thing you're at your mountain redoubt. I know where that is, and I'll probably stop there in just a few days, bro. So
Hey, Joe. Look, I'm coming to Montana on one condition.
No, but listen, man. I need you in Montana, both when he's out here and then again in July.
I will come by as long as you drive me by his real driveway. That's all I want. You drive me.
Well, I got some other
by
folks
his-
I need you to meet out there. That's all I'm saying.
No, bro, I'm coming. Like that, it's a lot. Like Mel has been on my ass to get on the road. She wants to travel the country. She wants to do a bunch of shit. We got a nice camper. I got a great truck. We're coming. So we're leaving here like next month. I'm going up for a very private event. Some folks have asked us to come and hang out. We're going to leave there. We're going to Matt's place. We're going to hang out with Matt. Matt, I'm going to hang out at your house till we leave to go to Montana. That's probably what's going to fucking happen. So we'll be there. And then we're coming to see, well, Matt, I might drag you actually. I'm gonna coerce you into some stuff. I know you're busy, bro, but we'll work it out. But
we'll work it out,
Joe,
man.
We'll work it out. But Joe,
We should do sort of a tour.
Hold on. Just when me and you get together, we'll talk because there's fuckers in the comments who I don't want to hear shit. But Joe, we're there in July. I'm coming. I'm absolutely coming. Like you're on the schedule.
Don't forget, we'll all be together at Mountain Readiness.
And Matt, well, Joe has yet to commit because he's a bit of a coward.
I want to correct you. It's not a prepper event.
We're
just being good Mormons. Good Mormons. That's all we're doing.
Look, come to prepper camp if you're Mormon, Catholic, Baptist, Presbyterian, Seventh-day Adventist. We don't care.
I'm wearing my working hat right now.
Yeah. Now,
because I've been working cattle. Joe's been teaching. I've been working cattle, and I got a heifer. I got a heifer right now that went lame. She's fixing to go to cattle processor. It's just that.
Hope she's not don't be stump breaking her, Matt.
Well, look, I'm just gonna say. He said don't stump breaker, Matt, but I'm just gonna say it's not Matt's first encounter with a lame heifer. He's been there before. He'll deal with it. All right. So now
it ain't my first.
No, with a lame heifer.
She ain't completely lame, but she's limping. You got to get ahead of that.
You need to open that lariat, son. You're not swinging that thing wide enough to catch.
She's limping now. It ain't gonna get no damn butter. So you got to go and send her.
Look, I want to tell everybody that's watching, and there's a shitload of y'all, and I'm really surprised at the number of folks paying attention right now. But this has been a whole lot of fun.
It's because they wanted to say it down. Road Dick Cowboy.
Cowboy?
That's what they wanted to hear.
Oh, well, all I'm saying is, look, we went really long tonight, guys.
Road Dick Cowboy.
Sue, I want to say thank you. Joe and Matt, you fuckers ain't doing nothing else anyway. But to you guys watching, what I want to say is a huge thanks. Now, I am going to let Matt, I'll close it out. But like Matt gets the final word. I'll let Joe get his out. Joe, anything else you want to say? Hold on. Joe, anything else you want to add? Because I love Joe Dolo like a brother. He eats crayons. Red's his favorite color. He'll lie to you and say green, but it's not. Go ahead, Joe. Anything else you want to put out real quick?
Well, I'm going to say this. It's going to sound like some sappy stuff, but God brought me to Matt, who brought me to you, and brought me to a bigger community for a reason. I prompted him to write that book that he got out, and he prompted me to get out here and teach classes, and then I met you, and we got a lot of that going on. I'm serious. None of this stuff is by accident. This stuff is all put on for a reason, and we're stronger. All of us on this show are stronger together than any of us are apart. And we need to continue that and honor that and build on it. And for all of you in the chat, you need to get out to our events, meet each other, build a strong network that will get us all up there. Ron, the proper term is forest wives. Forest
He
wives.
bring all his women wives. I'm good.
Don't bring the mountain Jews into this. It's forest wives.
They got some bug teeth, though.
Hey, Joe. Look, Joe, you're lucky Emery's not here because otherwise that would be
They
slang
got them buck teeth going
I'm just
on,
saying.
man.
Fucking correspondence. Goddamn. Look,
I know he's trying to
look,
talk.
I will be in Montana in July as long as you drive me by
Where-
Ron's
where was
real
it? Buck
fucking
teeth
driveway.
going on. They're like,
I demand that. If you want me to come to Montana in July, you got to take me by Ron's real driveway. And I'm just going to get out and I'm going to piss a yellow AA in the snow in front of his fucking yard. And then we can leave. And that's all I want to do. That's all I want. All right.
Yeah.
Matt, bro, this has been awesome. I want to say from me
You're
personally,
on.
hold on. If you guys don't follow Dolio J on Twitter and at Brushbeater on Twitter, if you don't follow these two guys, you're missing out.
It's entertaining at least.
At the very least, it's entertaining. But however, on the serious side, a lot of people trust these guys. A lot of people reach out to these guys. A lot of people that know things way before the news media or other people know things. These guys are going to know some shit. I highly recommend following them. Look them up on social media, in particular Twitter, guys. I'm going to tell you Twitter. Facebook is bullshit. That's for millennials or whoever they are. But Twitter, if you're looking for OSINT or open source intelligence, like Twitter's the place to be. You need to get in there and craft your own following and develop people in the places that know things you want to know about, is all I'll tell you. And these are two great places to start. And with that said, my brother, love you like a brother from another mother, both of you fuckers, but the cowboy headed bastard. I love you, Matt. But thanks for being on tonight, man. Really, both of you guys. Thank you guys for both being here and for putting up with us. We went like really long tonight, like way long. But Matt, I'm gonna let you close it out and then I'll say goodbye. But what do you want to leave folks with tonight, man? What do you want to tell them?
Brushbeater.store. Brushbeater.store. You want it, you'll find it there. Brushbeater.store. There you go.
And he's not saying it simply as a commercialism.
A lot
guys.
of money there today.
If you knew what he did, what he does for this community, like you'd get it. But look at it as a funding mechanism on our side. Like Matt's doing good work with the money he makes. He's not doing bullshit. I've been out there. I know the guy. I know where he lives. I know what he owns. I know the land he owns. I know the cars he drives. I know everything about him. He's not out there trying to get rich off of you guys. He's out there trying to make a goddamn difference. So is Joe Dolio. There's a few people out there like that. Start with those two guys on Twitter. Follow them. Follow what they do. Listen to what they got to say. You'll learn some interesting shit. Follow me too, because I follow folks that they probably don't even know about, but I follow them as well. We interact a lot on Twitter. Hit us up there. Best way to reach out to any of us. I want to give a huge shout out to Russ Sawyer. Russ, pop up on the screen real quick. Let everybody say hi tonight. Like, we've gone extra long. There's a shit ton of people watching. I want everybody to know who Russ Sawyer is. You chicken bastard. Come on. Don't make me do it because I'll figure it out. It'll take me a minute, but goddamn, it's like, there he is. There's that bastard. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is Russ Sawyer. Yeah, bastard.
And I have better control than you do, brother.
I know you do. But that is another one of the men I count among brothers. Russ does a shit ton for us in the background. Not just me, but other folks. And I want to give him props. Love him like a brother. Miss T, you too. Not neglecting you, but I know you're not going to be on camera for nobody. But I want to say thanks, buddy. I really appreciate what you do. And that inverter is a motherfucker, and I'll call you tomorrow. But I want to give a huge shout out. T, thanks for being here tonight. Tell Amber, thanks for letting me have your time or whatever method you two use. It's usually not like that. I know it's more violent. Sue, I hope Robbie's doing better. I hope you're doing well, brother. You need anything from us, you know where we're at, you know where we live. All you gotta do is let us know whatever you need.
Roger that. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Joe, I appreciate you popping in, man. I know everybody's sitting across the classroom looking at you two fuckers and laughing at you. So I appreciate you guys being here. Matt, brother, thanks for being here. I love both of you guys, like genuinely do. If you are looking for radio equipment, if you're looking for technical information, as in books on how to utilize radio equipment and many other things, as well as military manuals no longer in print that have been reprinted in a spiral-bound, pack-friendly form, check out Brushbeater.store. Thermals, optics, scopes, training, night vision, whatever you need. If you're looking for a quality subject matter expert to come to your homestead and give you a honest evaluation, hit up Joe Dolio. Check him out. He will answer every question you have and give you the truth, sustainable or not, or what you need to do to become sustainable. These guys are all family to me. Love every one of them to death. T2. I don't really. I'm sorry, T. Didn't mean to skip Mountain Readiness. But Mountain Readiness, guys, first weekend in May. Me and Mel will be there. I have a camper. We'll be out. Everybody else will be there. Matt's going to be there, and Joe Dolio's coming too. You heard it here first. So he's got to go home and tell Miss Dolio that in May they have to be in North Carolina.
You won't be there.
I'm just saying it's happening. So Matt will be there. Alan K will be there, as well as many others. Myself, I'll be there too. Whatever. But there'll be a lot of cool folks that Russ will be there. Like Russ can try to always hide in the background, but guys, Russ will always be there, and you'll know who he is. You can't miss him. So come to Mountain Readiness in May. And I guess that's it. So I'm going to leave you guys with the usual. You two hillbilly bastards in North Carolina. Oh, my God. I love you fuckers, but you guys know the rest. Be good or be good at it. And if you can't be good at it, at least be deadly.
Yeah.